And as the Bubby said, what's all this then? So welcome in, you guys have seen on the tin. We're going to do some Mirths and Japes and Larkin about. Really, we're just going to play a game of strategy baseball. Aaron joining us from Torquay. How you doing? My friend, home to the beautiful Bosphorus, which would be wonderful someday to walk along its beautiful banks. Home to the Hagia Sophia and home to just some of the most wonderful people in the world, Torquay. And good afternoon to the rabid Wolverine. He says good afternoon to us. It's good to see you, buddy. It is good to see you, and hopefully the your the rabidness, your Lissa virus is under control today. That you are not near any water, right? And thanks for coming in. So yesterday we did a bunch of mucking about with pocket pennant run baseball and ended up showing people what to do in that game and have some fun with it. Last night we finished 1971 in Action PC Baseball, and now I've got to go in and get the NLCS and ALCS set up in that. Um, and it does like four brackets for playoffs, which is not what I want. So I need to look in the manual to get that all fixed up. But that being said, lads, here we are. Strategy baseball. I'm munching on some gum right now. You know when you get a new piece of gum. Hey Samuel, how you doing, man? You get a new piece of gum. You start chewing a piece of gum. It takes like 30 seconds for so you don't sound like this. So you don't sound like this. Anyhow, hope you guys are having a good Sunday. It's cold here, man. It's been like in the 80s and stuff like that. And today it's like 49. It's crazy. We've got multiple meteorological personality disorder going on here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and there it is. So, Crash let me in on a secret. Listen, do you want to know a secret? But I can't tell you what it is. You guys are going to be excited. You guys are going to be excited. It's going to be cool. It has nothing to do with strategy baseball. And that's all I can tell you. I am sworn to Omerta. Omerta, huh? Samuel, how the hell are you? How are you, Samuel? It's important that the man who makes me spend so much money is doing well today. He says, 8 Men Out played last night on PBS. Everybody was chewing gum and tobacco. And it's a baseball thing, right? It's a baseball thing. While that movie does have some issues, I think it's a good movie. And but I especially love the way they got the fields. It was just right, dusty and all that kind of good stuff like that. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. So, welcome to Strategy Baseball. Yeah, papers, please. And Samuel Smith has said that this is the most generous demo he's ever seen. Yeah? And it is. It really, really is. The only one comparable to this in terms of generosity would have to be the free version of Dombrov Baseball. So strategy baseball is just pretty amazing. So what's been disabled, of course, in the demo is the career mode, and the ability to edit players and the ability to just auto sim a season. Other than that, you can just this thing pretty much does what it says on the tin. So I don't know if you guys want to muck about. We just pick two teams from history and just play a game. Should we create a season? Should we just load? I don't even know what I have in here. I think just, well, I got a few things here. We got 2015. We do 2015. Also, some tipperoonies for you guys. So if you look in the directory, and if you're tired of looking at Great American Ballpark, as I am, no offense, Reds fans, but it's baseball season now. If I want to put in PNC Park, all I have to do is get an image, and I will do that. I'll show you guys how to do that on another broadcast. Picture PNC Park, back up the old Great American Ballpark, rename the PNC Park to that, and Bob's your uncle. Good stuff. Okay. So I'm not going to do 1955 because I haven't done all the ballparks and that. So I think we will do. I guess I don't know. I don't know. I probably haven't set up the ballparks in any of these. So let's just do 1976 anyhow and have a muck about with it. There we are. I'm pretty sure I haven't done all the ballparks. It's just a lot of work. Um, but I think for most of these, yeah, ballparks are going to be okay. I'm still waiting for Sam to tell me how he's doing. Hi, Philip. Samuel says, I just heard that in payoff you have to do a special project just to play an historical season. Um, I have no idea. I haven't been. I know that Beta 7, I don't know if it's out yet, but I know it's, I guess, imminent. I haven't heard that. So I'm I'm wondering, as we're looking at the Astrodome, oh my eyes. Um, and we'll look at Phillips here. We'll look at Riverfront. There we go. Um, I'm wondering if it's sort of the same thing, Samuel. Like, so if you buy a season from Baseball for Windows, right? You that file that you bought and installed remains protected. And I think what you have to do is from that, then create the season you're going to do. I wonder if Payoff Pitch is kind of doing the same thing, perhaps. Eden says he loves this game. And then thank you. That means a lot, especially in light that, in fact, in the last week or two, we've had some dude here begging for a free copy of a commercial product, of specifically Appa Baseball. So really, really appreciate that you do, and Crash does too. He's working hard in this game. And again, he's working on something else that's super cool, but I can't tell you what it is. But I'm really excited about it, and I think you guys will be. So Samuel tells us, he says, otherwise he's doing okay on a lazy Sunday. Digital Diamond version 14 will be phenomenal. Yeah, I just can't. I want it to be out. I'm really looking forward to that. And, when Paul said, like, when you can click on the cards for Status Pro Baseball and there's your play result, no syntax, dude, I'm so on board. And, my friend Derek Beckner, which I've got to reach out to him via email. It's been a while since we've corresponded. I know he needs to make his money for the Status Pro Advanced cards, and I'd be totally happy to pick up some of those just to be able to play them in Digital Diamond. But in the meantime, I'm going to be totally fine with playing Status Pro Basic with the implementation of Sports Illustrated that supposedly is still being worked on in that game, and of course Digital Diamond's own great baseball engine. So Rabid Wolverine hasn't looked into 14 yet. Not out yet, brother. He says the ones before were all good and improved a lot over the years. Yeah, last year was a bit of a letdown because I was expecting that full implementation of Status Pro Baseball, and it just didn't happen. There's still a lot you can do with it, though. You can create Status Pro seasons and play if you've got the Status Pro game. The cards are playable, usable, and they look pretty nice. Total price for Digital Diamond is $29. And you know what? Dwayne says it's the best bargain out there. I would say there are 3 great bargain baseball games right now for buying. Actually, let's make it 4. Let's make it 4. Yeah, add card image gives you digital copies of the cards on screen. Yep. So let's go back here a little bit. And we'll just show these so you guys can all read them. Rabid Wolverine says, as we try to show this, there we go. He says, I've actually almost finished an Excel program that creates first edition Status Pro baseball cards. Are you going to share with the class? I hope so. I hope you're going to share with the class, brother. That would be so nice of you. I'll even buy an Action PC season if you play it or whatever. So, if you don't buy what, Eden? So if you don't buy Status Pro Advanced, yes, you can still play Status Pro Basic in Digital Diamond Baseball. It's going to be baked right into the game, buddy. So yeah. So if you spend the $29 buy Digital Diamond Baseball, you'll be able to play Digital Diamond Baseball, which is a fine baseball engine. You'll be able to play Status Pro Basic, and they're implementing Sports Illustrated Baseball. Oh, well, thank you for that, Rabbit Wolverine. He says just to have the picture cards to populate properly, and it's done. Wow. Nice, nice, nice. I mean, card images for Strat. Strat. Okay, I don't know where we got for Strat. So the way Digital Diamond Baseball works, and just so you understand, is it uses manual entry. But it uses, like, unlike Pocket Pennant Run and Action PC Baseball, you actually have to type in syntax. So if you're playing Strat or APA or Sherco or Inside Pitch or whatever, you would have to own the seasons for Strat. Yes, you would. But that's true of any game. If I'm playing Action PC Baseball and using its manual entry feature or Pocket Pennant Run, yeah, you would have to do that. But with Status Pro Baseball Basic, you will not have to own Status Pro Basic in Digital Diamond Baseball. So, as Dwayne March says, you're getting 3 baseball games in one. Okay, so I have a bunch of versions of Digital Diamond 2, but the big one everybody's waiting for is version 14. It's supposed to be out either end of April or beginning of May. My money's on beginning to middle of May, as I know I I I I, I know Derek, and I know that he's a perfectionist, and that's a good thing. Rest easy, guys. It's gonna be so good when it's done. And having Paul Fay involved in the project, also good. I think Mark Cohen is going to have an absolute banger. Not that it hasn't been, but I think it's going to be an absolute banger. Guess you can't share pictures in this chat. I was going to show you the Joe Jackson card from my Excel sheet. You can't share pictures. You can share links because you have a shield. And so you can share links, but yeah, YouTube is a bit squidgy about that, about pictures, because who knows what you could be putting up there. Actually, if you put up a picture of Kate Beckinsale, I'd be totally happy, but there you go. YouTube doesn't allow it, but it does allow links. If you're a moderator, which you are. I think everybody in here is a moderator, except Aaron. We're going to have to give Aaron, we've got to give him a badge or whatever, a shield, whatever these things are. Now, they used to be wrenches. Derek is a great guy. So you're going to buy a couple of seasons for him, but he doesn't have enough basic seasons. Derek, so I've said this before. I used to work with Derek at Penn State University. And actually, Derek took over my job. So I was the curator, the map specialist at Penn State. We have one of the largest map collections in the world. And when I made the stupid decision to move to the IT department at Penn State, I had recommended, I knew Derek was interested in the job, and I knew he was the only other person that could do it. And I just have such fond memories of Derek and I going down to West Petit. And if anybody ever talks to Derek, him, ask about West Petit. And he and I used to stand outside smoking cigs and talking baseball. Derek knows his baseball. He's a gentleman. He's a class act. And I miss him. When I first came back to America, Derek wanted to hire me back at Penn State. Problem is it would have started as part-time, and nobody can afford to live in State College, Pennsylvania on a part-time job. So I unfortunately had to turn it down. I'm kicking myself in the arse now for not taking that great opportunity, to go back at Penn State, because I had some years in there. It is what it is. There we go. We got us a photo bucket here. Let's check this out. Thanks, Rabbit Wolverine. Oops. Okay, so there's the link for you guys. But what I'm going to do is we're going to copy the comment. And it's so weird the way this program does this. But it's okay. It's going to work. Just give me a second here. Familia mia. And I'll bring it over to you. Oh, it's asking me to sign into PhotoBucket. I don't have a PhotoBucket account, man. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign in with Google. I'll sign in with Google. I'm doing this off here, off screen, but I'll show you guys in a minute. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Allow access. Yes, just let me in, for God's sake. How hard is this? Yes. Accept essentials. All right. Um, okay. So, la, 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 la. Hmm. Yeah, it's not showing for me at all. It's going, all right, let me try to put yours back in here now that I've created a photo bucket account. And maybe it will let me see it. So, again, just a moment. Gents. Oh, it's asking me to select a plan. Jeez, okay, so free for now. For now. Okay, yep, let's get started. All right, yep, blah, blah, blah. Now, let me do this again. Oh my goodness. How many times is this thing going to make me sign up? Okay, an error while loading your bucket. Ah, tell you what, Wolverine, could you, well, either that or can you just go ahead and pop it in the Discord? Because you should be in the, you are in the Discord because you and I have talked about Pink Floyd. So pop it in the Discord, man, and then I'll bring it up there. Hey, Nathaniel, how you doing today? So Nathaniel's here, so now we got to look at Milwaukee. So as different people come in, then we're going to look at we'll look at different ballparks while we're BSing here. This is 1976, Nathaniel, so that's why we're looking at this Milwaukee. All right, thanks, Rabbit Wolverine. Okay, so I was going to say about the four baseball bargains out there. Okay, obviously we've been talking about digital diamond baseball. What a bargain! What a bargain! What a bargain! $29, and this year you're going to get 3 games in one. Wow, that's pretty crazy. The next bargain, of course, is pocket pennant run baseball. I've shown yesterday, just scratching the surface, and it took 3 hours to do that, of what that can do for $14.99 or $24.99. You choose. Still great stuff. Out of the park baseball for $49.99, you get the most complete, ginormous, crazy, infinite baseball playground and out of park baseball. The other one that's a real bargain, well, actually, there's going to be five. Dombrov baseball. Dombrov baseball, create your own seasons, do what you want. It's another pretty neat sandbox. And then finally, Action PC baseball. Why do I say that? Even though you've got to buy the seasons in that game, unlike all the others that I've just mentioned. Not only does Dave Cook have frequent sales, but his seasons at the regular price are still really good. Great, great customer support. And yeah, so I mean, again, last Black Friday, this past Black Friday, right, November, he offered the baseball history collection for $9.99, and I was haranguing people here. Don't sleep on it. Buy it. You can do so many things with it. So Nathaniel says that he's good. County Stadium, your childhood love affair with baseball. Well, I'm gonna leave that up there for you then. All right. So dropped it into the SPB chat. All right. So that's in our McGreevy. Let me go to that and bear with me a moment, if you will, lads. You'd be so kind, would you? Okay. Oh, Larry has a message for me. And I think we'll get to that in a minute. SPB chat. I'm so bad at this stuff. What is this? Oh, Status Pro Baseball. Duh. Oh, wow. This looks really cool, man. You guys got to see this. You guys ready for this? This is from Rabid Wolverine. Check this out. I'm going to make this biggie, 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 biggie for y'all. Looky, 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 looky. Now, of course, now, look at that. Damn, brother. Look at that. It's great. Let's show Jax. Look at that card. Real easy to read. Oh, man. Rabid Wolverine, you are the man. I'll tell you what. you can not even worry about getting any of your shots or vaccines now, buddy. These are great. That's great, man. Oh my God. So I got this. This had to have been quite a bit of a labor for you to put. Yeah, man. I got it. I got it definitely. So when I react, I always react with a baseball. That's awesome. Eden says nice. Yeah, I love Status Pro baseball too. Oh my God. Oh my God. Status Pro baseball to me is like about a year. Man, oh man. So to me, Status Pro baseball, and this is no diss on APA or Strat or for even Pocket Pennant Run for that matter. For me, Status Pro baseball has been as close to perfection in an analog baseball game that I have ever played. And I mean that. It's an incredible game. I remember when I never had time to play it as a graduate student because when you're a grad student, kiss your life goodbye. But I remember as an undergrad, my buddy and I, Brian, we played days and weeks and months and whatever of Status Pro baseball. And I remember getting the box, and I left mine in Europe. Oh my God! And now I got to try to find just for when I've got the footprint room to do it. I miss that game. Oh my God, do I miss that game? And you know what? It was easy to learn. We would open that big box and look through. Man, we bought so much stuff for Status Pro baseball, and man, oh man, oh man, it just made sense. The flow, there was no doubts. It was kind of like what I experienced with Payoff Pitch, the PC game. It was just like this thing flowed so nicely. And I'm looking at that card and it's like, oh my God, I can't wait to play this again. Oh my God, look at this. He put up another one. Oh man, oh man. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this. The 1919 Black Sox. I'm trying to make this bigger, guys, but here. See what I can do here. I think I've hit. Yeah, I definitely hit critical mass there, gentlemen. Look at this work. Look at this work. Oh my God. I'm completely like gobsmacked here. Played a 50 game season using the 81 season when your teenagers sadly don't have anything left from it. I miss this game so much. I can't wait. I'm gonna be playing hokey a day or three from work and all that. I think you click on the pick, it makes it bigger. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh my God! Look, feast your eyes on this, me hearties. Oh, Rabid Wolverine, you are the man. Look at this. Oh man, oh man. And you know what? I'm looking at these cards, and it's all coming back to me now. And I haven't played Status Pro baseball since I was a Penn State undergrad. And I graduated Penn State in 92, so wow. Oh man. Oh God. I'm leaving that up there for a little while. I'm leaving that up there for a little while, man. So you guys are incredible in this community, right? I always think that there's so much focus on what we do on this side, but what you guys do with your projects, with creating something astounding like this, and that's why I'm always asking you guys, what are you doing? What are you up to? Right? This is amazing. Thank you for sharing, man. Thank you for sharing it with the community and in our little tete-a-tete here that we're having thus far. Wow. Look, Aaron, he's like right in there, man. He's here and he's over there. He says it's fourth edition cards. And then Rabbit Wolverine says it's for the 82 version of the game, so whatever that is. The version that we played was the, I want to say it was the 1988 version of the game, I think. I just remember it was a big blue box, Status Pro baseball. Man, and my buddy and I, we bought everything we could find. And I am so heartbroken. This is sitting somewhere in the Netherlands, and I have no idea where. This we got to do another. We're gonna baseball both these comments. Bam, bam. There we go. You started doing it just to make a fictional season. Man, oh man, lost interest in the game when people started to make the game bigger than it needed to be. So yeah, I mean, at its essence, right? If you look at status pro baseball and you kind of think at first, right, it's easy to think, man, this thing is just kind of like this simple little baseball game. It's not. I mean, it's simple to play, but you're not going to be at any loss for. Okay, so there's pixelization, guys, but that's because I'm making the images larger than they should be. It's a great baseball game. Mike, where have you been, man? We're in the same town. When are we getting together? All right. He says, glad to catch you live. Gonna have you while you unpack your books and records, so I'll be in and out. That's all good. So, man, can't wait till we can get together, and first couple rounds are on me. All right, that's Mike, man. Mike Cost, Blue Rose Case. He's contributed so much to this community. Great guy. And now I learned we're in the same town. He says, dude, this move is killing me. Maybe a week or two. Don't kill yourself, man. Don't kill yourself. We got plenty of time, man. It's gonna be so cool. Can't wait to meet up with you, man. Seriously, it's gonna be awesome. Wolverine says, I just realized that's not even the newest version of the cards. Well, I'm still blown away. I'm still blown away, man. This is like crazy. So anyhow, so my buddy and I, we opened this game, and we're like, okay, we figured we're going to be in for a whole afternoon of, hey, moving is the worst. Moving is the worst, man. It is. We're thinking, okay, let's set aside an afternoon, because we did it on a Friday when we just had like one class the entire day. So we're like, okay, we're going to use Friday to kind of sit in the student union building, learn this game. Dude, we're playing this within a half hour. It just made sense. Loved it. Okay. So not the right the so what so Aaron, just to help you out here, or Samuel. So these, what can be used with Digital Diamond, are actually going to already be baked into the game for Status Pro, right? So the Status Pro Advanced cards, right? We can't use these, but obviously there's other things, right? This is just crazy. So thank you. All right. I'm going to minimize. Well, I'll close it. I can always bring it back up again. All right. Wow. Moving to Dante's 10th level of hell. Tessie Ashpool, welcome in, man. Everyone just forgets about it. Yeah, it is. Moving is Dante's 10th level of hell. It's awful. Yeah, Nathaniel, it's not cheap. Status Pro is not cheap anymore because it was, discontinued years ago. But again, for me, it was the nearest thing to perfection in an analog baseball game. It really was. So you can download the game for free, but you need, yeah. Man, if this ain't a baseball day, I don't know what is. Every day's a baseball day, actually. Let's pick another ballpark to look at now for a while, and let's look at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. Are we living in a great time for baseball, or what? For baseball simming, guys, take just for a moment. This thought exercise. Imagine, I don't know, whenever you started in the hobby, and whether it was digital or cards and dice, somebody said there's going to come a time when you're going to be able to do all the things that the cards and dice and digital baseball sims and the hybrids can do. What do you think your thought might have been? Just think about that for a little bit. So there are some sites that have loads of seasons for free. Wow, that's all right. Basic is fine, man. Strat Basic is cool. Or Strat Basic, Status Pro Basic. Aaron, I see where you got messed up now. I was calling it Strat. I meant Status Pro. So, man, and I loved the fast action cards. And so what was so cool about it is, of course, so we magicians have to know goofy things. So, and I'll let you guys Google this. All right, how many possible orders of just a 52 card deck of cards? Right, so take out the jokers. So imagine this, right? So you shuffle up the deck of cards, put that deck of cards in a case, pick up another deck of cards, right? It's a new deck order, right? Shuffle it up, do it. How much space do you think you would need? How many decks of cards would there be? Okay, now there's exponent. I forget how many cards there were in Status Pro, the fast action cards. But if you guys remember, they were double sided, and there were two columns on each one. So humanly infinite possibilities in that game, but yet everything made sense. So it wasn't just like, yeah, you just had all these cards. But when you look at that number for just a deck of regulation playing cards, think about this. If you've been a long time card player, or you've been a long time Status Pro player and you play with the fast action cards, and you shuffled those cards, they will never be in the order that they were when you shuffled them, and they never will be again, ever. And if everybody on the planet was playing Status Pro baseball, and everybody was shuffling and playing and shuffling and playing, those cards would never ever be in the same order. And that's what makes it so cool. And that's why I found that in a way it transcended dice, because you had just these enormous possibilities. A lot of them were, it was sort of nuanced differences, but differences nonetheless, just like baseball. Use a card shuffler too. Well, as a magician, I can't. So, although people would like me to, I prefer to use my hands. But I get it, and for those things, why not use a card shuffler? Nothing wrong with them at all. I never tried Status Pro baseball with dice. Never tried it. I fell in love with fast action cards, and in fact, so when we started playing Appa and Strat, I'm like rolling dice. Like, okay, this is pretty cool, but I really really like a fast action card system. I really really like that a lot. Looking through all those things, and I guess it just felt like too kind of because you associate, and all of us here of an age where we were looking at books like Total Baseball, or the Stats Source Book and Handbook, or what have you, or even just baseball cards. And what were we enchanted with was the stats, the numbers. And so those fast action cards gave you all those wonderful numbers to look at and possible play results, and just loved it. So, Rabbit Wolverine says he only uses fast action cards now, but you did try to find the fast action card version plays so well. It does. It does. Again, as I said, we thought, okay, because with a lot of baseball games, let's face it, you've got to take some time. It's going to take you, a few hot minutes to learn it. We were playing within a half hour. Didn't even need the manual anymore. It was just boom, oh, boom, boom, boom. Nice. And I remember that ginormous game board that was just right. Everything was right there on the game board. It was so amazing. Yeah, and really quick. Yep. How about it, man? We were like just going through games like crazy, but so much fun. And boy, I wish. I mean, we are getting the game back in a sense in Digital Diamond Baseball, but if there was a crowdfunding thing, whatever, to bring that back, I would be on board and all in. Even though I don't have the real estate right now to play a cards and dice game, I will be making it possible that I will. Still have that board, but don't use it anymore. Not enough room anymore. That board has its own zip code, man. It really does. So I'm also a non-baseball gamer, board gamer, and I'm not talking about like Monopoly. I'm talking about, you know, games like, I don't know, like Tomb and Sword and Sorcery and Massive Darkness, Bard Sung, Uthia, whatever, right? So the big board games. And that thing, man, I just remember it's open. It's like, this thing is huge. Yes, let's do it. Of course, when you're a freshman or a sophomore in college, you got all the room in the world. Then when you get into this adulting thing, which is way overrated, you have no room at all. Yeah, you can play it on something the size of a book. You can, but 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 I still loved that big board, man. I loved it. I loved just looking at that board and everything that was on there. So yeah, I had to have a later version because on the version I had, Vince Coleman, I remember this distinctly. If Vince Coleman got on first, he got an automatic steal. That was the only thing I didn't like about whatever edition of the game that my friend and I had. I'm like, really? Just Vince Coleman? So we never enforced that rule. We made, he had to do it the right way. Yep, board was outstanding. Had everything with the out charts and the out charts. Rabbit Wolverine. Do you remember how cool those were to look at? The out charts were amazing. That's like, oh my god, this is so cool. And you had the weird plays and stuff like that. It was such a great baseball game. Such a great baseball game. And I wish I had it right now with all my other baseball stuff. And for some reason, I left my baseball board games back there because I had to make room. It's either I'm going to bring my Magic back here or I'm going to bring my baseball stuff back here. And I had to bring the Magic stuff back. And I had to actually recoup a lot of that even digitally. I had a humongous Magic library that literally wouldn't even fit in the room that I'm in now. So, Brother Jack Dawson, welcome in. Yep, I think Lou Brock had it once too. So that was probably an earlier edition that Lou Brock had it. But even as much as I think Lou Brock was a great player, I don't think anybody gets an automatic steal. I mean, even Ty Cobb was caught stealing, and Billy Hamilton and Ricky Henderson. Of course, Ricky would tell you, may his memory be eternal, that he actually planned to be out on purpose. The color coded out charts. Guys, if you never had the opportunity, as Rabid Wolverine and I did, to play status pro baseball, you've really missed out. I say that with complete and utter, maybe I'm pontificating a bit, but it was a joy to play. It was a joy to look at. It was just phenomenal. Whoever designed that game thought, okay, how am I going to make? Because I think for me, I don't want to be pulled out of the experience of playing baseball, and we never felt that. Status Pro kept you in the game of baseball, and that's why I loved it. I think the reason is because of his success rate, though. It did make Sesson work well. It was only stealing second that he would get over 100 steals. I get it, and I mean, of course, the nice thing about any board game or even a digital game, if you want, you make your own rules. We just never did that for Vince Coleman. We just didn't do it. We're like, no, we're not doing that, man. Of course, we're both Pirate fans, and we didn't want to do any. We didn't want to do the St. Louis Cardinals any favors. So Avalon Hill was far beyond what other games were. Creating a card still holds up for them. Yes, and I don't know. I guess Avalon Hill, are they even still around? Because the thing I know them for is another college buddy of mine was a big war gamer. And what was that game? I think it was Avalon Hill published. It was Advanced Squad Leader, or maybe it was somebody else in Avalon Hill bought it or something. But Avalon Hill did some great war games. But that Status Pro baseball game was astounding. Unfortunately, As much as I'd like to spend $150 for the board game, I'm just going to have to get the free version or just settle for now to play it in Digital Diamond Baseball. Pretty excited about that. Time to change the park again. So since we have been talking about St. Louis, we should certainly bring up. Oh, what a bad picture of Busch Stadium. I'm going to have to put another one in there. Anyhow, there's Busch Stadium. Grandma's TV's all faded out there. All right. So it looks like I have the park photos in here, and I'm hoping that I've already set all the parks, or all the parks are set for PSPN cast. It should be. Cleveland looking pretty good there. Baltimore, yeah. All right. So what are we going to do, guys? Are we going to what are we going to do? Let's see what's in the old schedule page here today. All right. So we got Chicago at Detroit, Cincinnati at Chicago White Sox at Detroit, Cincinnati at the Cubs, Giants at Expos, Padres at Mets, Dodgers at Philadelphia, the Braves at the Pirates, Astros at St. Louis, Kansas City at Baltimore, Texas at Boston. We got a whole slate of games here. So you guys can pick a game and we'll play it. All right, Robert Wolverine Sis has to be run out for a bit. You'll be back soon if you're still going. Would you stop with the hijacking my stream? Stop apologizing. You're not hijacking anything. I want you guys to talk. I'm begging you guys to quote unquote hijack. Please do. All right, let me see here. We got to pick a game. Nathaniel's here, but his Brewers. Is it going to be a Brewers game? Should we do a Milwaukee game? I think we should. Why not? Are they playing today? Are they? Oh, yep. Okay, Twins. All right, let's look at the program first here. I'm Canadian. You're Canadian. You always apologize. Well, then I apologize for not recognizing your apology because it's a Canadian thing. Guys, it's a long-standing rule here. There's no such thing as hijack. I've had people in here just go off and they're talking hockey throughout a whole baseball game, and I'm totally cool with it. I don't know what they're talking about, but totally cool with it. There's no hijacking. Let's look at the program here for Minnesota and Milwaukee. Both not playing very good baseball right now. Minnesota at 9-12 and Milwaukee at 8-13. Milwaukee's thinking about something, and I don't know what it's thinking about. I just may have to fire this up again. I don't know what it's thinking about. So that's weird. That's all right. Matt, we'll just close it and come back in. No, go away. I might be using the wrong version too. Let's see. I'll show you a picture of my doggies that I had to leave behind in Holland. It's Baco and Jackson. I know nobody cares, but there you go. They're my two boys. I miss them. Yes, I do. Bring. There we go. Hopefully this is the right version. I don't know. What were we picking here? 1976, right? Games. And I don't know what the hell it was thinking about. I have no idea. So it crashed. May have found something a little bit weird here. Let's see if it happens again. There we go. That's better. Okay. It's just because I was rabbiting on. One of the great features of this is newly added to Strategy Baseball is this program. But what's nice is it puts the game itself right in context of the season that you're in. Samuel Smith. So I guess on Thursday we have to buy a payoff in one season and test it in less than 2 hours to evaluate. So are they offering it at the same time on Sideline? Samuel, do you know? I haven't even been on the payoff pitch chat today. Let's look. Let's look and let's see what's going on. Huh? Let's do it. See how much I love you guys? I even share my Discord with you. Okay, here's payoff pitch. When Beatles, you're out of here. You yelling at us for going on Steam or something. I don't know. So beta 7, is it out yet? No, not yet. Okay. Let's look at general chat. Okay. Okay. Um, wow, somebody's got C Quake, whoever you are. God bless you, man. He says he plans on purchasing 1921, 33, 69, 87, and likely 64. Wow. So $100 plus 50 for the game, $150 out of the rip. Good for you, man. I guess if you got the money. Um, I'm trying to find. There's Jack in there saying it's incredible. There's a lot of good about the game. There's nothing wrong with the game. The game is great. It's great. Huh. Let me see. It's good to see some family members in here. Um, are you asking me to recommend the game now? No, not yet. It's still got some stuff to work out yet. Not right now. If the game was released today, no. Nope, nope, nope. Not yet. It still has some kinks to work out, and I would never ask anybody, yeah, jump in, the water's good, unless I knew it was done. If somebody asked me right now, should I buy Out of the Park Baseball? Yup. Should I buy Pocket Pennant Run? Yup. Dombrov? Yup. This one, this one still needs it needs this next round of beta. It really does. Just because there are some little things. Okay, here we go. Here's about the project, Samuel. So one of our family members, Brazil Big Ass, that's his name. He says, okay, because it was stated earlier you have to make a project for historical replay. Thanks for clearing it up. So, all right, let's go back. Let's follow this here, okay? So he starts out, so let me get this straight. We buy season. Okay, but for historical replay, we have to create a special project, or is the schedule included, or do we create a schedule? That is what's confusing. And he's not a happy camper. They're all in caps, and I get it. He's trying to get everybody's attention, and I would too. Okay. The schedule is included in every mode, says Kevin Thomas, Big Rev Kev, who's been in here a few times. So for historic replay project, you do not have to create the schedule. Okay. So then Brazil goes on to ask, so what do I use special projects for? So you do have to create the project, but the schedule is included when you create it. Okay, and it's very simple. If you're playing the demo, you're likely already doing it. I'm not super familiar with custom special projects. I know what that means, what he's talking about. Okay. All right, so if you want a historical replay project, all as played lineups are there along with the schedule, and you can start anywhere and import historical game results as you go if you want to. Okay. AI managers have no influence on who gets drafted. That would be a nice addition. It it definitely would be a lot of fun. Okay, so we do know that. Um, Now the thing is that I don't know. I was asleep at the wheel. So one of the things they're talking about is how you can import all those historical schedules right up to a certain point. And I was raving about that a few weeks ago, and I realized that Pocket Pennant Run's always done it. So that's a feature that they've sort of come a little late, not late to the party. They're the second game to do it, and that's okay. Because I can bring up Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, leave all those other things alone, and just play and start from wherever I want. But I think what it's talking about that Pocket Pennant Run Baseball doesn't do is that you can import all those box scores, and those will count in the stats. Whereas in Pocket Pennant Run, they won't. So that is an innovation. But being able to start where you want in a season, that's not. That's really not. So that's a cool thing that they're doing. So, but there we go. Um, I don't know what else to say. There hasn't been a lot of chatter, I'm guessing, and I got to give a lot of got to get a lot of love to Dana. He's been uh, just doing a fantastic job, a fantastic job. Now I've noticed and you guys probably noticed too, when you're installing the game, do you notice that there's a file in there called Laman? Did you guys see that? So is the Laman database, or is it just a subset of it? Because if you install Payoff Pitch, you'll see that Laman is one of the things that gets installed. And if the Laman database is in there, I wonder why it's in there. Paul loves Mirth and Japes. I did that for you, mate. I figured we got to get us our we got to get our Paul in here, our Scouser. As do I. How are you doing, brother? Much love to you, and especially love to Mrs. Paul. Yes, and even a friendly whatever. I hope she is doing well today. God bless her. The woman is a saint. She is a saint. Um, Anyhow, I've been rabbiting on, Paul. We've been on here for 52 minutes, and we haven't done a game. We've been gushing over Rabid Wolverine status pro cards that he's been making, and just all kinds of cool stuff like that. That's what we've been doing. She is screaming at me, "Yay!" Well, Beatles and all that. Oh, she is. She's awesome. She is awesome. The woman is a saint. She is. I don't know, man. How she hooked up with you, Paul? Oh man. I hope to meet you both one day in Cyprus, though. So I'm so desperate to get back to Europe. So you've been checking Pulse HQ box score exports today. Schedule next. Paul does not stop. She adores you. Well, yeah, I mean, like a little helpless puppy. I totally get it. I love you, brother, but she married down. I'm just taking a bit of the piss here. So, where was I? Oh, so Craig Harris stopped in yesterday, which was really cool. And Paul, to answer about the manual, I'd like to collaborate with you on the manual. I'd like to do maybe add some of my writing, because I think that the manual needs to be a little bit bigger, and it needs to have some pickies to go along with it and stuff like that. You saw how I was working with MV, and MV is not thick, but even trying to get the park power distinction in Pocket Pennant Run and some of the other things. I'd like to collaborate with you if possible, because I know you're busy. And if I can take on some of the duties, get a good start on the manual, I'd be very chuffed if you guys would consider it. And if you tell me no, feck off. All right. Notice I said feck. Feck. All right. I didn't say the other word. I'm being a polite Irishman today. I could say it in Italian, and you guys aren't going to know what I'm going to say anyhow. Very hot, tall blonde. What more should she ask for? She wanted a 6 foot thin sophisticate. Okay. So, all right. So you're already doing the manual? Okay. Then if you've already doing it, then all right. Just wait. Um, what more could she ask for? So she wanted a sophisticate, but she got you. So I'm just wondering how that worked. She get pics in it. Yeah. Okay. Paul, it's so weird to talk to you this way when you should be on mic, because you've got me going all over the place here now. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, in the immortal words of whatever band that was. All right, but I can log in with your password. Ooh, Paul and I are sharing passwords now, lads. Think about that. What's it next? What's next gonna be? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be I'll be the one taking out the dustbin and all that stuff. Once the person gives you your password, that's it. That's it. You've sold your soul. Absolutely sold your soul. Oh my God. Anyhow, as we say, it is Pascha. Christ is risen, verily is risen. So, cool thing about this, 20 minutes later, about this program is not just a bunch of fluff. It puts the game that you're about to play in context of the entire season, because you want to see how the teams have been doing against each other. So we see that right now, Milwaukee's overall record 9-12, or Minnesota's 9-12. Milwaukee is 8-13. But then you get their road record, because Minnesota on the road here, we see they're 5-8, and Milwaukee is 5-8 at home. And the record between these two teams, 2-2. You get their lineups, starting pitchers. You get team stats going in all the way, which is really, really nice. I've never seen a baseball game just do this in this such an elegant fashion. Out of the Park does it, but like, yeah, like huge megatons of information, which is great. But sometimes you just want something elegant, kind of like Paul. Kind of like Paul. But dude, look, mate, you're doing a great job. I just wanted to help, man. But I'll just wait, proofread it when it's done, because I think my writing style is going to be a little bit different than yours, anyhow. So we don't want to give people, you know, all of us in this hobby are already diseased, anyhow. Aaron Reed, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Good. So if an Italian asks you that and he says, "How you doing?" Good, that means he doesn't want an answer. But anyhow, so there's all this. Look at this, man. Just so much cool stuff. Well, during the season, when did they have their most fewest hits, most runs, most home runs? So we can see here in a game against Texas, 2 home runs versus them, whatever. Most walks, most strikeouts against, left on base, visiting team highlights. And this is great. And what Crash told me is this was pretty much just, he was at a baseball game and said, "Oh, it's a program. Wouldn't this be cool to put in a game?" And he was off to the races. I love it. Aaron, how come you're just all right and you're just hanging in there? I'm worried about you, buddy. All right. So Nathaniel, should we do this Milwaukee game? I'm not going to know these guys, a lot of them, but let's do it. Let's do it. Twins at the Brewers, 1976. And boom, here we go. All right, lineups for the visiting Minnesota Twins. Leading off, well, we got Bostock, Braun, and Carew, Ford, Heisel, and Butch Winiger, Cusick, Randall, and Thompson. Yes, there's a DH in here. It's 1976 American League. Saints preserve us. All right, for the Milwaukee Brewers, Johnson, Yount, Lezcano, Scott, Money, and Hagen. Don Money's been showing up in all kinds of games lately. Sharp, Porter, and Thomas. All right. And taking the mound is we're going to have Redfern against Colburn. And let's go. If that crowd is too loud, let me know. I'll turn it down. And we're ready to go. All right, starting defense here for, so this is, starting defense for the Milwaukee Brewers. And left field is Sharp, and center Thomas, and right Lezcano. First base Scott, and second Johnson. Short is Robin Yount. At third, Don Money. Darryl Porter behind the plate. All right, let's look at Colburn's record here. Or just look at Jim Colbert. Pretty good stamina, good endurance, durability. We're good to go. All right, let's play. Let's play. Is that crowd too loud? Does anybody care? Does anybody really care what time it is? To quote Chicago. All right, here we go. Colburn ready to deal to May His Memory Be Eternal. Lyman Bostock. 2-0 pitch to Bostock. And this one, base hit through the hole on the right side. Bostock aboard. Mike says, he says, Beals, what game do you think is the best to just pick up and play for historical exhibition? Curious about your opinion. I always have a little issue with some games, like Out of the Park can be weird with, and Mike will continue here in a moment. You know what? I'm going to turn off the crowd because it feels love to me. So give me a second here. I know it's not loud, but I can't hear myself. Because Out of the Park can be weird with picks, logos, jerseys in that mode. Same as Action if you own all the seasons. Yup, and we do. Strat Max seems pretty good, but it doesn't have those bells and whistles. Whew. So you're saying pick up for historical exhibition, Mike. Do you mean like just pick two teams and play a one-off? Or what? If you don't mind typing out a bit more, I'll give you my opinion. I've already got one in mind, but I need to be a little bit more clear about what my recommendation would be for a jump in and play it quick. All right, boy, this is so weird now with the crowd off. How about it? All right, Bostock at first, and here's Braun. Colbert has the sign from Porter, and here is the wind and the pitch. And Steve Braun sends us out to right field. And this is a fly out to deep right. Lascano tracking it down on the track. So one out. Bostock remains on first. And so I bring up the great Rod Carew. All right, Colburn studies a sign from Darrell Porter. And here's the pitch. And Bostock tried to steal off to the races. And Darrell Porter comes up gunning. And Lyman Bostock is out at second. I don't want to say gunned down for obvious reasons. Exactly. Sometimes you just think about a team or player from different eras and just want to pick up and play with that player's team. So you know that you knew it was coming. That one, pocket pennant run. This is the one I would unreservedly recommend. This one will allow you to play any two teams in history. It certainly will. But you have to set it up as an association. I don't have to set anything up here in Pocket Pennant Run. I go boom, enter an ID, and I'm going to call it Mike Koss. I could put in a Blue Rose case, whatever. All right, and I'm going to pick a dead ball team for one side. So let's pick the 1917 Chicago White Sox. And just to show how easy this is, okay? And we're going to put them against the 1948 Cleveland Indians. Don't know why the Indians came to mind, but why not? Add teams. Watch how quick this goes. Add teams. Do I want pitchers to hit? Yes, I do. All right. And Eddie Seacott's going to get the start. I'm going to bump Seacott up to an 8. He's a dead ball pitcher. And for the Cleveland Indians, we're going to start with Bob Lemon. I'm also going to give him an 8. Enter. And Bob's your uncle. That's it. Yeah, so many games, so little time. And you're in. You're in and ready to rock and roll. So this game, you would have to create an association. Action PC, you would have to, of course, you're like me, you own all the damn seasons in the game. You would still have to set up an empty league, bring in a bunch of teams, just to ones you might want to muck around with and do that. Another one that is good, but you got to get your hands a little bit dirty for it. But you still got to kind of create an empty universe would be old time baseball. But this one unreservedly. I've just picked these two teams from history, and I can play this game right now with them. So, Pocket Pennant Run. That would be mine. You guys have other suggestions? Feel free. Yeah, it was the last time the Tribe won the World Series. Aaron says, appreciate that. Just not a lot going on. Love life's been kind of quiet. trying to reconcile with her girlfriend. Haven't heard from her in a few days. I'm gonna give you some advice, Aaron, and this works. Guys, gotta allow me a minute because it is family. So, Aaron, if she's the one that dumped you, and this works, you can read up on this, watch a lot of YouTube videos. You go into what's called no contact, and it's really hard to do. Okay, but you do not reach out to her. You don't say, "Hope you're having a great day," "Hi," anything like that. No contact, radio silence. It works. Because what happens is she's in a position of power right now, and no contact works. It definitely works. And if she doesn't get back to you, she wasn't the right one. But more times than not, they will reach back out. But it's going to be hard, Aaron. You can't renege on it. Bury yourself in baseball, play retro arc, brother. All right, but do no contact, and it works for women too. I mean, no contact. We're social beings. We want to be loved. We want to be valued. So I hope that helps, Aaron. Hope that helps. Yep, been there, done that. It's awful. Ugh. Oh my God. Yeah, looking forward to releasing an updated strategy. Really enjoyed the demo in the previous version. Yep. But Crash has something else in the works too that's really, really exciting. And that's all I can tell you guys, except that it is baseball related and has nothing to do with this game. All right, Rod Carew's been waiting to bat here while I've been playing Dr. Phil or whatever. No, not Dr. Phil. I can't stand that guy. Full count to Carew. This one popped out to Robin Yount at short. So no runs, one hit, no errors. Nobody left on. We head to the bottom of the first inning. The Twins nothing. The Brewers coming to bat. Braun in left field, Bostock in center, Ford and right, Carew at first, Randall at second, Thompson at short, Cusick at third, and Butch Vinegar, I love that name, Butch, behind the plate. Yes. Oh yeah. Read the book Games People Play. Must read for relationship covers that. Yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, but in a lot of cases, relationships can be power plays, and sometimes. But Aaron, you can't give in. If you've messaged her today, don't message her anymore. Just wait. Play baseball, play RetroArch, hang out, go to as many baseball streams as you can. Distract yourself. Don't give in. All right? We can talk more privately if you want, because this is really good. It's good stuff, and there's nothing sneaky or underhanded about it. Eric Byrne wrote a book about that in the '60s, and it works. Psychology. They've cut down entire swaths of forests to write about no contact and why it's important. It's the one that loves Zappa. I know, and it's okay to have those good thoughts. But if you start reminding her of all those things and stuff like that, that's not going to work. She's got to feel your absence, brother. And right now, you got a family. It's not the same as having a girlfriend. So don't be getting any ideas that way. But you got a family here, a community here that really cares about you. You know, so immerse yourself in that. Pray too, because God will never let you down, brother. All right, here we go. Redfern ready to deal, and he deals to Tim Johnson. And 2-1 pitch. This one grounded down to first base, and Rod Carew takes it to the bag himself. One up, one down now for Robin Yount. All right. Pete Redfern has it, and here's the 1-0 pitch, and this one's sent out to right field, and Bostock and Ford will converge. Bostock calls him off, and he makes the grab. So 2 outs now for Milwaukee, and here's Sixto Lescano. 2-1 pitch, and this one grounded the hole in the right side, base hit. All right. I'm going to do one thing at an option here. I want to slow the play-by-play. It's going too fast because I want to be able to say what the stats these guys have are. There we go. All right. All right, and the Boomer Scott in there. He's hitting 215 with 5 runs batted in, and he's going to ground this one back to the mound. Redfern will go to first for the out. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left on. We head to the top of the second inning. We are scoreless here. Minnesota Twins, Milwaukee Brewers, 1976. All right, here we go. Colburn climbs the hill, and he is ready to rock and roll here. Dan Ford at the plate, 225, a home run. This one well hit out into left field, and this one just twisting foul. Or no, he fouls out. Sorry. So Sharp over there. I'm sorry, I don't know these players so well. So Bill Sharp making the grab over there in foul territory. Had to run a long way. What I'd like to see, Crash, if you do catch this, and I think you guys would agree, I would like to see defensive ratings. So I realize that you can hover over. So I'm hovering over for Don Money, and I can see hands 56, agility 48, and arms 60. But what would be nice would be just to have like overall, a sort of overall type thing. I don't know, Crash, which one, that you would maybe just do hands, right? So since it's based on fielding percentage or whatever one you would pick, I think accuracy probably is not going to be the best one. But I think I just seeing a general kind of defensive rating out there would be really nice. So same here with Bill Sharp. I don't know which one you'd pick, but if you could possibly do it, that would be nice because, you know, does Bill, let's go back to Bill Sharp and that play that he made. So I'm looking here and I'm trying to figure out where his range, there we go. So agility. So, or I don't know which guys. So let me ask you a question here. If you were wanting defensive stats and without having Crash having to reprogram every damn thing, would range matter more to you or arm in terms of just straight up kind of defensive ratings? What do you guys think? So Bill Sharp with a pretty good agility there. That makes sense that he was able to make that long catch over on the left foul line. Paul says, "Sorry, I had to lock up the house and see the animals in bed now. What have you missed?" I'm talking about the ratings here right now, Paul, and what I would like to see, because the ratings are really good in this game. However, there's no ratings for the fielders. So Bill Sharp just made a pretty good catch over there in foul territory. Had to cover some ground, and I'm just asking the guys. So without putting Crash to too much trouble, and again, I mean, I realize we do have this, but at a glance, without having to hover over this to get this valuable information, would arm or range be better as kind of just a raw kind of barometer stat? You speak, it produce. What are you talking about? What have I missed? It is not writing. You speak, it produces the manual based on your words and clicks. Oh, wow. Okay. That's pretty cool. All right, Mike says defense in game is a weird thing. Yeah, a lot of baseball games, huh? He says, like, for example, Vince Coleman was one of the fastest guys in history, but if you look up his range metrics, they were actually pretty poor. Yeah. So I'm just wondering if Crash catches this. What Paul says he loves the App Master game. There's a lot to love about it. And even though you can't roll the dice in baseball for Windows, that's the Master game. And Appa Basic is okay, but Appa Master is sweet. So, guys, think about it. Maybe let us know, let Crash know in the Discord, or in the comments, or if you don't think you need it, that's fine. I just, I know having this is pretty cool, but I'd like to see some sort of, I guess because Action PC and Out of the Park Baseball, Diamond Mind, all those other games give me ratings, and kind of really missing that. You've written a complete app. It's the best thing you've done. Well, no, the best thing you've done was marry Mrs. Paul. That's the best thing you've done. But no, I'm anxious to see it. Do I want to look? Yeah. Can you put it up here that we can see it, or am I supposed to look now? Like, or is this like undercover? As I can do that. Either way, here's Larry Heisel. Colborne deals to Heisel as Dan Ford fouls out. Heisel with the 0-1 pitch, and this one, soft liner right out to Johnson at second base. So two down, base is empty. 1 second. All right, I will wait. I'll keep looking at the chat. Here's Butch Vinegar now. 2 outs, base is empty here in the top of the second inning. The 0-1 pitch, Vinegar swings, and this was just a little tapper back to Colborne. Goes to Scott for the out. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. We head to the bottom of the second inning here. Minnesota and Milwaukee are scoreless. All right, guys, going to have a look here. We're going to have, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. Oh, my goodness. I'll tell you what, I don't know how I put up with myself. I really don't. It's a chore. It is a chore. Oh, holy moly. Look at this, guys. So this is for the Appa Master game, and this is a roller. Look at this. So roll the pitch. Okay. Outcome. Again, I don't have any strat here with me, but look at this thing. So you can do sacrifices, hits, and runs. So this is a way for you to play the Appa Master game and not have to, wow, this is amazing. You got base situations on here. It's not going to let me. It's going to let me resolve the bat. I don't know what the batter's card is. It's giving me an invalid lookup. I don't have anything to go by here. Play result, no check. Anyhow, for those of you who play the Appa Master game, let's just roll all the dice. Let's just do it that way, because I can see out of my peripheral vision that Paul is probably saying you got to roll the dice. Oh, this is part of the Baseball HQ toolkit. Okay, go to data entry. Okay. Let me refresh the page. Okay, we're at the beginning. I'm gonna. You know what, Paul? Do you have a minute? Oh no, you're in bed. Forget it. We'll try to do this by this way. Data entry mode. Okay. I don't know why I'm here, but here I am. You can enter custom results too. Oh, okay. So main results and fielding, special play results, pitching change table, rare play data entry, relief pitcher lookup table, dice roll versus batter card number. This is wow. Okay, so put result. Okay, let's go back to where we were. Ah. That's me. Okay, put a 13 result in the batter card. But don't I need something on the pitcher's card? Okay, so 13, right? Down here? I didn't roll any dice yet. I guess am I putting a 13 in here? Put result 13 in batter card. 13. Okay. Well, I don't have the full toolkit right now because I haven't downloaded the full version toolkit yet. So, oh, I'll be damned. There it is. Look, strikeout. No? Yeah, it's a strikeout. I did it. Yeah. Yes, I did that. And there's the play result. Oh man, this is a game changer. This is literally a game changer. and then resolve a bat, right? That's what I did. I got to remember 6 second delay here. I did that. I put in that 13, and that table cell result was 13, and it's a strikeout. This is super cool. Super cool. Paul has been a busy man over there in Cyprus. This is incredible. So, all right. So I am going to, all right, what am I going to do? 14 walk. Okay, so that's on the batter's card or the pitcher's card? And that's a walk. Wow. APA players, take note. So you can you can still roll the dice. You don't have to use this dice roller here. So you can still roll your dice, put in the result, and bam. This now takes 40 minutes to play a game. This is incredible, Paul. This is really incredible. Do we have any APA players in here? Do you guys think you would use this rather than having to, bung through this and that? And I know, right, depending upon the batter, everybody knows a damn 66, but this is wild. So you can set your batter, rate your pitcher grades, everything like that. And I recognize this from Baseball for Windows. And actually, they go, yeah, so they go up. They can go up pretty high as well. So this code is nearly as long as for Baseball HQ. Wow. Now I got to change the title on the tin. So next at bat, reset. Okay, exactly. Roll if you want. Okay, so let's roll in the batter card a. I don't know. I'm going to pick a number. Is 44 a thing? I don't remember. It's waiting a how check. Is pitcher how each? Let's say yes. Double to right center. Holy! Oh my God, Paul, this is super cool. This is super super cool. Now I wish I had the room to go buy Appa again. Oh man, this is great. Let's muck about with it a little bit more, guys. All right. Okay. So the at bat's been resolved. So we got the next guy up here, whoever it is, and let's do. I don't know. Let's do 22. Resolve at bat, and this is going to be a check fielder catcher. So let's say that he's an F2, and this is a strikeout, and first inner chopper fumble to plate. Okay. Wow, this is really really nice. So again, selecting F2, and that's what we get. Okay, put a batter result 1. Okay, let me do next at bat. Okay, so batter result is 1. Okay, got it. All right, I'm waiting. Mrs. Paul, sometimes I'm a bit of a slow coach, so I hope you're okay with that. Because Paul laughed. No, 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 no. Not that. I've been watching too much Fred Dibna. I binged watched all kinds of Fred Dibna. But you guys, I know how to ladder a 250-foot chimney now, just in case anybody ever wants that done. I know how to do it. Fred taught me. Okay, I've put a batter result 1. I don't know if I'm supposed to do something else or not. I'm just. He didn't say to do anything else. I'm going to resolve the at bat. Is pitcher? I don't know. Should I put no? Okay, I'm going to put no. Okay, and it's a home run. It's a home run. There it is. So one of my complaints, not complaints, but one of the things that I loved APA, but with Strat, you roll the dice, look on the column, there's the play result. And I can look at an APA card, and while I'm not Tim and I'm not David baseball demos, I can interpret a strat card fairly well. So I know when I see lots, like if I'm playing Strat Max and I see like lots of black, bolded stuff in a column, that guy's good in that column. But when I look at an Apple card, I don't know what, like, then it's like, okay, wait, anything beyond a 66 or whatever. Okay, what's a 30 whatever? Nice. Yeah, I did press resolve and we got a home run. This is amazing. Pressing yes now. I did that. Oh, press yes now? Okay. So we'll press yes, resolve at bat. Yes. And this is going to be double to right center. This is crazy. Okay, so I have a question for you, Paul. Let's put a different pitcher grade in. Let's say we got somebody that's a real banger. How about a grade 25? Okay. Now I've got like this is a great pitcher here. We got a 25 pitcher on here. Does this stay the same? Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Paul's covered them all. Jeez. If I sent you the instructions for Dead Ball Baseball, it's a game called Dead Ball Baseball, and one called Time Travel Baseball. I wonder if you could, because they're easy. I wonder if you could bang something up for them. Inside pitch. Okay, so Paul's mentioned inside pitch, payoff pitch, season ticket. He's going to have a Stratomatics advanced helper too, and this is for the Appa Master game. Okay, so I've got a 25 pitcher, and on a batter card, let's say he's a 12. Resolve at bat. Okay, and I'm going to check a fielding check on the first baseman, and let's say he's an F3 and reaches first in an error. Okay, next at bat. Oh, and it goes back to 15. How does that pitcher grade stay at 25? That would be my, because I know that like if I'm playing baseball for Windows, that's right. That pitcher grade is going to change. But like so look, so I put up to 25, and then let's say I just put in here on the batter result that it's a, I don't know, 46. Resolve at bat, and it's a single to right. Okay. Then when I do the next at bat, or don't I have to do the next at bat? Can I just put in here? I guess that's what I would do. I don't have to reset, do I? So could I just do it this way? So instead of hitting next at bat, because that's bringing the pitcher grade back from a 25 to a 15 or whatever the default was, could I just do this? So my next guy's up and he rolls a 25, and I resolve that and he's out at first. Okay, so I don't have to press it. Okay, good. Good, good, good. This is really nice. Okay, let's put a man on second just for shits and giggles. Sorry, Mrs. Paul, for cursing. And he rolls a 17. Resolve. Let's make this the right fielder F1. Fly out at right field, runner holds. Paul, this is amazing. This is really amazing. So down here, of course, what? Roll steal. So that's steal allowance. That's that strange stat I always had, even in baseball for Windows. Sometimes when I play that game, I've got to go back and look at steal allowance because I keep forgetting what it means. Look at this for extra base advancement, speed, arm. Oh my God, this is this is amazing. This is amazing. I could just sit here and punch in numbers all day and have fun with this. All right, somehow let's put runners at first and second, and I'm just typing in random numbers here at this point. 56. It didn't like 56. Is there no 56? I can't remember. Okay, so we're going to check. Okay, this could be a fielding range chart. And let's do this. And oh, pitcher disputes the call and is ejected. Wow. All right, guys, this is going to be in Toolkit. So you can there's two ways to get this. Join the Facebook group, Baseball HQ app, and this is all part of it. And also, when the next update to Pocket Pennant Run comes, this comes along with Pocket Pennant Run. To be clear, though, you can enter custom ratings or results. Yeah, so you were saying that here in the data entry mode, so that you can do all that. Pretty cool. Wow, this is amazing, Paul. You're a genius, man. I think this was something that something. Well, I went back out again. Something I never knew I needed. Let's go back to roller mode. There we go. Cool stuff, man. So if you enter your own data, you can save and export the JSON. It's already there. Wow. This is amazing. The only thing you've not finished is rare plays. Pretty cool. Let's do one more here. And let's we have another pitcher. Let's put in a different pitcher down here. And let's make him he's a 10. And now this batter, whoever it is, there's base is empty. And let's say that he rolls a 19. Resolve the at bat. Doing this fielder check here in the third baseman. Okay. So, falls within range. He's F2, below F1, above is F3. It's F1, out of first. Okay. Next batter up. 60, yeah, 62. Resolve at bat, fielder check, and makes it a first on an error. So E5. I mean, how easy is this? Now, I mean, if I had an APA game here, could run you through all of this. But so what's this? We got pitcher fatigue, optional bases, cutoff process. Okay, so wow, nice. Also, the pregame show will be included in next week's PPR release. Really looking forward to that. Yes. So, Craig, I wanted to tell you this, and thank you for sharing with us, Paul. This is so cool. Oh, make result 0 on here. Oh, don't know what I'm doing here. Wait, make result 0. It's an invalid lookup. All right, I'm looking at something totally wrong here. So, do you mean here? Wait, just so I don't muck it all up, let me do it like this. Okay, cool. Result 0. Leave it at this. Right here, under the batter card. I guess. Am I going to get an invalid lookup again? I'm getting an invalid lookup, so I'm doing something wrong. I'm definitely doing something wrong here, unless you mean this. Oh, second column roll if blank. Oh, I'm so lost. We're going to have to get you on mic. I'm lost at this point. I'm going to go ahead and close this, back to this. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. So, Paul, let's set up a time with my goofy work schedule. It would have to be sometime in my morning, your afternoon. Okay? So you can talk us through it. What's up, Mike, and it's going to be coming out for you Strat players too. Paul created an APA Master Game Assistant. He's also working on one for Strat, Inside Pitch, Payoff Pitch, a whole bunch. And this thing is slick. Super slick. Mike, I hope you're doing well. Just kind of mucking about here with strategy baseball. So when I quit my broadcast last night, the only person I saw was Legends. So either you went on after Legends, Mike, or I missed your game completely. Because I had to wrap up the 1971 season, which we did. So I'm sorry I missed your game last night. I'll catch it on the backside here. So Paul Fay keeps coming through, man, big time, and making our baseball experience just that much richer. So, especially those of you that play analog baseball, and this is like it's like what Michael Corleone said in Godfather Part Three. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in, and that's what's going on, trying to pull me back into cards and dice. And I want to play cards and dice again. Believe me, I do. So, nope, you end up staying up. You did a double header. How did I miss it? Your games go pretty fast, though, Mike. So Legends game was over. I checked YouTube and I didn't get a notification. So I'm sorry I missed it, man. I will catch it. Are you doing a game tonight after work? I hope you do, because I love catching Sunday night baseball from you guys, man. Because I still haven't set up the ALCS or NLCS for 1971, and I'm probably, I've got to look in the Action PC manual because I've never done a season replay in that game before. And I just need to set up and it gives you four brackets for playoffs, and I don't want that. I just want ALCS, NLCS, and then the World Series. And I don't know how to do that in Action PC baseball, and it's probably really easy. But I can't be arsed to look at the manual today. It's a day of rest. So, where are we in this game? I don't even know. Nathaniel, were you still here? Let's make sure Nathaniel's still here. So, Cardinals versus Pirates, and then the 98 Padres versus the 95 Braves. Oof. Those 95 Braves in that rotation, ridiculous. Play Games doesn't think so. The admin of their Facebook page asked me to stop posting as I was only interested in promoting my own business. Okay, so you know what? Does the tosser know that you're not asking money for this? That maybe it might, people would be like, I would really like to be able to have something like this. Well, you know what? That's pretty crappy of them. I mean, it's like, dude, it's free. It's a goodbye to promoting History Maker Baseball, which Paul is still saying for him is the greatest game of them all. So, yeah, but IQs must have dropped like 30 points on that one, at least for their admins on their Facebook page. It's free. I mean, the work you put in, I'm guessing Nathaniel's not in here. I'm going to go ahead and auto resolve this one. And there you go. Final score on that when the Minnesota Twins defeat the Milwaukee Brewers 8-3. Ford and Thompson each with home runs. So there. Let me let me just at least bring up a game here of two teams I'm going to know a little bit better. Let's do Dodgers Phils. No, let's do Braves and Pirates while we're talking. Okay, Crash. Why is Pittsburgh thinking, and what's it thinking about? Let it spin for me. No, I know it's not him, but I mean, what's the deal? Okay, Crash. We have a bug. We have a bug in the demo. So when I hit program, it's doing, unless it's trying to get all these stats. Well, wait, maybe it's not a bug. We'll give it a minute here. No, I wouldn't think. Everything I've heard about Keith, he's a really good guy. But that admin's stupid. Sorry, but that's really stupid. The time that you have put into creating baseball commissioner, the toolkit, and how much you've been adding to the toolkit, all the work you've done for Pocket Pen and Run Baseball, and you haven't received, you know, you haven't received so much as tuppence for it. So, pah. Sorry, Craig was just telling me that his version 22 ready for testing. You guys are killing me. I'm still in version 17. Okay, this is very clearly a, not to make too fine a point of it, a crash. So that's okay. That's all right. We can deal with that. We can deal with that. I'm just gonna just bring up pocket pennant run just because I love bringing it up there. Yeah, you can crash any game. There are two you cannot crash. There are two that have never crashed on me as far as baseball game goes. Baseball for Windows and Diamond Mine Baseball have never crashed. They've never ever crashed on me. Not once. Not one freeze, not anything. But yeah, every other game crashes. I don't care if it's Diablo 4, Elite Dangerous, Action PC. But yeah, but for those two games, for some reason, and it was Gene Grabowski who had actually told me that. And it's like, I've been playing this since 1995 about baseball for Windows. And it's like, yeah, that game never crashed on me, ever. So, some kind of wizardry going on there, some kind of voodoo, some kind of hoodoo. I don't know what it is. Anyhow, I'm bummed. But I'm going to write to Crash, let him know, hey, when I hit program, it's just going zoo, 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 and I have to restart the demo. Because he wants to know those things. So, doesn't take anything away from the game. Crash any game. I'll tell you what, Pocket Pennant Run has been pretty damn solid. Those of us who are only on version 17. But still, it's been very, very solid. What happened to versions 18, 19, 20, and 21? Did they not did they not make it? They didn't make the Paul Fay cut. Paul's like, nah, next. And I appreciate, man, I really do. Many hours promoting History Maker Baseball and playing other play games, so slightly pissed. So you're slightly drunk? Wow. Amazing how many people have written to me with support. Most people are great. I'm not surprised that people have written to you supporting you. They recognize something. The admin is an Egypt. It does not crash. You tried to the other day. That's cool. That's cool. All right. I'm going to have to put you guys through hell because it's been too long. It's been too damn long. And I still can't play a dead ball replay baseball, dead ball season in this yet. But I'm going to play some dead ball baseball right now because it's been too long and built this thing on dead ball baseball, and I feel like I've sold out. Well, pa. At least you can still play a one-off here. 1906 Cubs, 1911 Philadelphia Athletics. God, I love dead ball baseball. And who knows how long that'll last. I'm having fun talking to you guys. Do I want pitchers to hit? Yes. Of course I do. What are you talking about? Three Finger Brown. Dead ballers get a 9 fatigue. That's it. Against Chief Bender. Damn yeah. Yeah, baby. All right, there we go. So for the 1906 Chicago Cubs, it's going to be Frank Chance, Johnny Evers, and Frank Wildfire Schulte. Harry Steinfeld, Jimmy Sheckard. What an excellent left fielder he was. And Pat Moran, Joe Tinker, Jimmy Slego, and Three Finger Brown. For the hometown Philadelphia Athletics and the $100,000 infield of Cornelius McGillicuddy. That's Connie Mack to you and me. Home Run Baker, Rube Oldring, Ira Thomas. Briss Lord, Eddie Collins, Jack Barry, Black Jack Barry, Topsy Hartzell, Harry Davis, and Chief Bender. So Finger Brown, he was a switch hitter. Forgot all about that. Let's play dead ball baseball. Holy hell, it's been forever. Probably not going to do the whole 9 inning game, and I am going to turn off the pitching bit for this one. Boink, there we go. All right, nice. It will not be long before dead ball seasons are back. I can't wait. I do want to. I do want to. I want to get a balance of 60s and 70s baseball, but also I got to go back to where my heart really truly lies, and that's in dead ball baseball. All right, here we go. Hall of Famer versus Hall of Famer. Hall of Famers all over the damn place anyhow. Looking at the starting lineup for the Philadelphia Athletics in left field, Briss Lord, in center, Rube Oldring, And in right field, Topsy Hartzell at first base, Harry Davis at second, the great Eddie Collins at short, Blackjack Berry at the hot corner, home run Baker. Behind the plate is Ira Thomas on the mound, Chief Bender, 217 innings worked in 1911, a 2.16 earned run average, 114 strikeouts, 58 walks. He was 17 and 5, was 3 saves. And here's the peerless leader, player manager of the 1906 Chicago Cubs, leading it off here. 319 average, 3 home runs, 71 runs batted in, 31 strikeouts, 70 walks, and 57 stolen bases. Bender deals, and we got us a control 9, and Bender gets the strikeout, or at least the drop K. So here we go. Drop K. Frank Chance tearing down the line, but he is out of there as Ira Thomas guns it down to Harry Davis. Good night, Paul. Thank you for everything you do. Much love to you, and even more to Mrs. Paul. Good night, my friend. Paul is one of the great guys in this family, man. We all are. All right. Except Nathaniel, who didn't like. I think he fell asleep listening to me again. He went away. Just kidding, Nathaniel. Here's Johnny Evers, the crab. 255 average, a home run, 51 runs batted in, 49 steals for him. Bender winds and fires. This one hit out to Rube Oldring in center. He has a lot of range, but Rube is not going to get to this one, and this is going to get down for a base hit. So short hops Rube Oldring out there in center field. So runner aboard, and we're going to have steals aplenty here, I'm sure. These managers aren't set up, so the dead ball managers. So I'm just going to go ahead and see. Do I want to try to attempt to steal? We do, and Johnny Evers is out of there. So 2 down. Here's Wildfire Schulte, 281 average, 7 homers, and 60 runs batted in, 25 steals for him. Here is the pitch, and this one is going to be a walk. So Bender issues the walk to Schulte. All right, runner aboard. Not stealing with any guys that are blue, though. Here's Harry Steinfeld, 3 homers, 327 average in 1906, 47 strikeouts, and 47 walks, 29 steals for him. Here is the pitch, swing and a miss. Harry Steinfeld goes down swinging. So, Chief Bender, no worries. There was just 1 hit in the inning. We go to the bottom of the first inning. The 1906 Cubs, nothing in the 1911 Philadelphia Athletics. Coming to bat, starting defense for the great 1906 Cubs, which many baseball historians consider the greatest team of all time. Others among the greatest teams of all time. And in Mike Silva's Big Beautiful Baseball Bash, apparently they dominated in their bracket. Anyhow, Jimmy Sheckard in left, Frank Schulte in center, Jimmy Schlegel in right. There's no need to position any fielders out there. I'm at first base, Frank Chance at second, Johnny Evers at short, Joe Tinker. Yep, I should have gone the other way. Tinker to Evers to Chance. At the hot corner, Harry Steinfeld, Pat Moran behind the dish, and the great Mordecai Peter Centennial Brown, 3-finger Brown, on the mound. Rabid Wolverine says, those are some great picks with this game. Still haven't tried it out much. It's a fun game, man. I really love this game, despite its sort of humble appearance. This is a great. Wow, it's more than just a game. All right, here we go. Home run Baker, 334 average, 11 home runs for him, 115 runs batted in. All right, here we go. All these guys have lots of steals. That was the name of the game. All right, and 3-finger Brown deals. Got to let Paul know he just left. Eden, welcome back. Or there's Eden. Welcome back. A little bug there, Paul. So for the dead ballers, the handedness is wrong. That green thing should be over there. So that's okay. So the righty deal. I was like, I know he was a switch hitter, but he was a right-handed pitcher. All right, and here's the pitch to home run Baker. And this one is going to be grounder, Tinker to Chance for out number 1. All right, there we go. All right, and stepping in now is the center fielder, Rube Oldring, a 297 average for him in 1911. 3 home runs, 59 runs batted in. He did not strike out. You're reading that right. He did not strike out, but walked 21 times. But Mordecai Brown may have something to say about that, and indeed he does, as Rube Oldring will get the big fat K. How about that? All right, batter up. Here's Ira Thomas. We're just going to do an ending in this. I'm going to jump around. You still struggle to get into it. Even the tabletop, I struggle to get into it. Too bad because you get so much. So, what is it about what is it about the game? You know what? Let's switch to a modern game. Let's switch to. I'm just curious, and we're going to just pick a game from history. So I'm curious, man. Just what might be vexing you about this? Let's go to 1969 and let's just pick a game here. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to say. So let's just say, did the Mets already play? Yeah, I don't know where they are. Blah. Royals Twins. Let's play Royals Twins. Okay. And blah blah blah. Print play game. There we go. Play game day and advanced, and there we go. Okay. Still struggle to get into it, even on the tabletop. So let me try to give you the way I've approached this game. Is at least for what, I don't know how many percentage of people in the world, we most of us tend to read left to right unless you're reading Arabic, Farsi, Japanese, some form of Chinese, whatever. PC version, just find it confusing to set up, but you really didn't try that hard. But it's the fact that guys like Tony Tarasco will have close to the same rating as Barry Bonds in his 73 homer year. So how old is your version of Pocket Pennant Run Baseball? Would be my first question. Because if you have like it depend you because you should have this is like Betty version 17. If you have anything beyond that, before that, then that could be part of the problems that you're running into. Okay, okay, you haven't run it yet. Okay, I think if you do, you might find it pretty okay. But I'll tell you what, Paul and Craig are really, really, they're really responsive. So we'll see. Now I've got this one up, and I don't know. Let's. Ted Ulander leads off here against Roger Nelson, and here's the pitch. Just going to play for a few. All right, this is going to be a left-right check. This is a batter seven, actually, and this is going to be a grounder to Jerry Adair, who go on to Chuck Harrison for out number one. So the way I look at this game in terms of its mechanics is I read left to right. As soon as I hit a terminal result, that's it. Batter up. Here's the great Rod Carew, 332 average, 8 homers, 56 runs batted in for him in 1969 when we landed on the moon, you flat earthers. All right, and this one is going to be they're different handedness, so this is going to be a batter nine. Base hit for Rod Carew. Base hit for Mr. Rod Carew. Batter up. Let's see. Did I hit batter up? There we go. All right, there's Tony Oliva. Does Billy Martin want to steal with Rod Carew? He is calling for the steal. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. And do we want to steal against Campanis? Let's try it. And he's out of there. So Campanis comes up gunning, and down goes Rod Carew. Okay, Betty 4.02. That's yeah, you're a bit behind. So because I know there was some database work done on it. So when you have some time, try with version 17, and if you're still getting those same weird rating results, let's let Paul know. Because Paul's really, really, yeah, he's just really all about this. All right, here's Tony Oliva. Here is the pitch to Oliva, batter nine, base hit. And so the stolen base kind of hurts a little bit, I guess, me being silly, or rather Billy Martin being silly. All right, Harmon Killebrew, 49 home runs in 1969 with a 276 average, 140 runs batted in. Boy, I'll take that any time, any era in baseball history, I'll take that. All right, this one, Tapper out to third. And this one is going to be a 5-3 put out to retire the side. All right. Nothing across for the Twins on 2 hits. Bottom of the first. Twins nothing. Royals coming to bat. Okay, so let me read this here. It says, so the issue for me, he says, Rabid Wolverine tells us, is that Tarasco hit 35 homers and is an A for power. Bonds hit 1973. What year is that, Wolverine? Let's look at that because I want to see something. We're gonna bring those teams in. Let's do that. All right, so give me the year 2000 and something. All right, let me see. Because I just want to test something here. All right, let's add a team from the league database and let's bring in the 2003 Giants, for instance. Let's look at Barry and let's look at because there's something I'm going to show you here because you can change things you don't agree with, but do you want to do that? No, I get that. Okay, they were added, and let's go to these 2003 Giants and let's load them up. Okay, you'll grab the players. That's cool. So, guys, when you go to show team stats, you're gonna get to see what the ratings were all based on, and so these are based on isolated power. Now, I don't know if Betty was using isolated power or if it was still using slugging percentage, but it's not based on home runs. Okay, I just need a year, my friend. Just need a year because for each season here, Rabid Wolverine, there's right? They're rated for this year. So their batting is based on their average. Power is isolated power. Speed is based on stolen bases, and again, there's different plate appearance numbers that qualify for how the ratings work. And fielding percentage, ERA control. 46 to 73 is a huge difference. So, but in the context of isolated power, is it? Okay, 58, Ernie Banks. All right, let's bring in the 1958 Chicago Cubs. So let's add a team from the database. Again, I'm not like I'm not trying to dispute you. I'm trying to figure out if there's maybe something that was maybe missed here because I never noticed that. And I'm not saying it doesn't exist. Please don't mistake me on that. All right, Chicago Cubs. Let's add them in and let's load them up. Getting all kinds of fun teams in here. Okay, and let's look at team stats. So let's look at Mr. Banks, 47 home runs in 1958. Okay, and if I close this and I look at Ernie Banks' rating, where is Ernie? Where are you? I'm going blind here. Ernie Banks is an A power, A batter, B speed, C defense, and so let's look at these team stats again. So his isolated power, where X is greater than 301 and 80. So the thing might be the at bats, I wonder, because the at bats have to be more than 84 at bats. So how many at bats did Tarasco have that you're seeing that? So I guess with 46 home runs, that's a lot. But so Ernie Banks is rated an A for isolated power, but within the context of 1958. So if I were to bring in 1959, this is going to look different. It's this isolated power stat, batting average, all that kind of stuff. But Paul always catches these, so he may say, oh, wait, okay, maybe it is something with the ratings. Could be. Could be. I'm not sure. I wish he was still here, but Paul's like way, way ahead of us in time. He's over in Cyprus. So I know he'll get back to me. So, and once he gets back to me, I will then be able to get back and report to you guys. Yeah, definitely. You know, they're going to hit me, but there is room for one more bit of real estate here. If you kind of move this over a little bit, they could put in triples because the game tracks triples. But anyhow, problem is, how do you do a realistic replay of bonds as an 8 power and so is banks? If you play 160 games, they would generally hit similar. So I can answer that question for you, I think. So the game, so I know in other games you're going to see that too. So in Action PC, for example, when you're playing a game, you're going to be normalizing to a certain year. Now, what I'm wondering, so I know if you play what they call modern MLB, which again is a misnomer. I'm going to call it live ball, dead ball. So if I'm playing a live ball team as the visiting team and a dead ball team as the home team, the live ball guys are, everything is going to be readjusted for them before the game to put them in the dead ball era. Conversely, if the dead ball guys are playing a live ball in a live ball era, then their stats are going to be normalized up to whatever that is. I think this has to do with normalization. So 1958 for Ernie Banks having 47 home runs gives him that isolated power for 1958. And for Barry Bonds at 73, right? So probably let's say Ernie Banks had that, and you're saying Tarasco had that. Yes, but even generalized, Bonds would be a bigger home run hitter than Banks. He can't be in PPR because they have the same power. They have the same power. I wonder. So another way maybe to look at would be to look at their cards. Maybe I'm kind of getting a little bit out of my element here on this. So thank you for bringing this up. I really, really do appreciate you bringing that up. As far as the power ratings go, and I guarantee, I know Paul will get back to me on this. Fine for one-off games over the course of the season will generally be the same for doubles and home runs. Right, when you're talking about this live ball era, which the guys don't have triples in their cards, but they still can hit them. I get that. I wish I could look at Ernie Banks's card, but I could print them and we could look at 1958 Banks and 2003 Bonds, for instance. Well, shit, we could even look at 1998 Barry Bonds for that matter, right? Or, yeah, is it 1998? Yeah. You'll be limited by 2 batting ratings. So I do know, Rabbit Wolverine, that something that is coming is they're going to be moving beyond. Let's load these guys back in. They're going to be moving beyond just A, B, C, D. There's going to be like a B plus. They're going to granularize the rating. That's something that Craig Harris is working on, but it's just not there yet. So that may solve the problem that you're seeing. Cards just have the charts in them. No, they'll just have the charts on them for the game main charts. Yeah, yeah. So they are doing that, and Tim, Clee baseball fan, you know him. He's talked about that, and he said my only issue with Pocket Pennant Run is, and he is right for the same reason. Right, if you guys have seen me, I do a tutorial every year on how to set up a league in out of the park baseball, and I always pick 1 to 100 ratings. So our Red Sox fan would do 1 to 10, but to me, there's a big difference between somebody who's rated 9 and rated a 10. But somebody who's rated a 79 and somebody's rated an 83 makes more sense to me. So the more granularity, the better. Just got on Steam. What's Digital Diamond like? Do you want to see it? I'm just hanging out now. So you want to see it? We'll bring up Digital Diamond Baseball. So the new version's not out yet, though. Just so you know, I forgot I bought that. Oh no, I didn't forget I bought that game. Sometimes I have games in here and I forget that I bought them. So the latest version, release version, is 13, Chris, and let's bring it up. And how is it? I think it's excellent. Version 13 is going to be like bloody astounding. All right, so welcome, welcome, welcome. So, Digital Diamond Baseball. Just to chime in, Mike says, this has been one of my issue quirk with Pocket Pennant Run, which you actually bought as a physical game, a quick play cards and dice game. The ratings feel a little restrictive. And Craig Harris is aware of that. So I think we've gotten to what the issue is with the game. And I think once he gets that fixed, and I mean, it still plays a fine baseball game. Get you guys where coming from. So, Chris, basically, you're getting, and with version 14, when it comes out, you're going to getting Strat Basic, a better implementation of Sports Illustrated Baseball, Digital Diamond's own baseball game, plus it has a syntax based play result that you can use if you're a cards and dice player. And with Status Pro, not Stratomatic, with Status Pro, that's going to be fully implemented in version 14. You're going to be able to just click on the play result in the card. Very, very easy. Please don't get me wrong. Do you enjoy Pocket Pennant Run in a tabletop fun game, but restrictive? Yeah, I know. You're right. And again, Tim has pointed it out. You've talked about it. Mike has just mentioned it now here too as well. It is the ABC, and so I see where you're coming from. And Tim first had talked about that too. So yeah, 58 and 73 or 47 and 73. That's a big, big difference. So you would think that if you were going to do a granular letter grading system, that Bonds should be an A and Ernie Banks would maybe be a B, right? But do you have A minus B plus B, right? So if you have that granularity, maybe I think that solves the problem. But it is a great little game. If you had a little variation in the ratings, it would be so much better. I promise you guys, Craig has let me know a number of times in Messenger that, and Paul also. I swap messages with Paul, 2-3 times a week. That ratings are something that Craig is working really hard at. One man dev, but he's getting it done. So, Chris, this is really, really, really easy to do, man. You can install a library from here. And let me bring it over. You can create any team you want, but here's what you can just, from right here, you can just download these, and I'll show you how easy it is to do a season. I have 2015 up there right now, but let's do 1992. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this onto my desktop. 1992. Click save. Okay, so it's there, and again, you can make anything that you want. Okay, and that's not what I wanted to do. New library. That's not either. Shit. Sorry, I don't do this a lot. Restore a backup. So I'm going to click here, select that file, and I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'm going to find 1992. Click open. Click OK. Please wait. 1992, and Bob's your uncle. Okay. Now, certain things that you're going to have to do, Chris. Oh, thank you guys. Mike, come on, man. You guys. All right, I've got the PayPal and the Venmo coming. I appreciate you guys so much. I really, really do. So the Venmo, let me know what you like. PayPal, Venmo, whatever. I've forgotten the bribes for this month, but from my heart, thank you. But it's everybody that is making it amazing. Chris, there's a lot of editors in this game, and that's a good thing. But you also have to once you get around it and get used to it. So let me show you how powerful this thing is, right? So we go up to this organization editor. So when you're doing season replays, straight up season replays, this is very, very, very easy to do. So everybody's already set into their proper divisions, right? So American League East West, National League East West. What you're going to have to do, though, is if you want logos, that's where you got to kind of do a little bit of work, and that's okay. But I just want to show you the number of editors and the kind of control that you have over this game. Yeah, it is amazing what you can edit. It's crazy. Let's start with the team editor, for instance. Okay, so we got baseball parks in here. for 1992. So one thing that's really, really nice is I don't really have to mess with them, Chris. They're here. Okay. There's the stick, right? There's, I guess this is still the king. Is this the kingdom? Yeah, I guess this is still the kingdom. I can change that. Now, if you want to change logos, that's probably the most time consuming. Okay, this isn't correct for Baltimore, I don't think. I think Camden Yards was a little bit later. But let's not get too nitpicky here. Let's go to edit. All right. And I'm just going to change this logo by clicking here. And then, Chris, all you need to do, and this will work, you can go to your out of the park directory and do this. I'm just going to use Action PCE because those are the logos I use, but they're the same ones. I go in here to logos. I'm just going to find one for the Atlanta Braves. I don't really care at this point if it's kind of year specific or not. But let's there we go. There's the Braves, and I just click OK. I can put their city, state, all this kind of stuff if I want to. You can even assign different stadiums. You can import stadiums into this game. But anyhow, I click OK. There, Braves. Done. Run some cards and dice tournaments in Digital Diamond. It's fantastic. Sometimes inputting the plays can be challenging. I know, but the layout here is great. Yep. Pittsburgh needs Three Rivers. Okay, yeah. So I'll show you how to do that too. You can't do it. You don't do it in this editor though. Okay. This is strictly for this is the team editor. So if we want to change and put Three Rivers, and I'm guessing we'd have to do Riverfront and what have you, easy enough to do. So you just the key with Digital Diamond Baseball is understand that Mark Cohen has given you the ability to edit everything. And where he kind of hurts himself a little bit is if you read the Steams page, he'll say every season available from like 1923 to present. That's wrong. I did one night on a stream here a year or so ago. I was sitting here talking to you guys and brought in 1908 before I'd uninstalled this again. So you could put in your Sunday softball league if you wanted this. That's how powerful this thing is. All right. So what we're going to do here is we are going to go to, and you can see there's so many damn editors here. I've got to even look for the damn thing. So just give me a second here. Team editor, ballpark editor. There it is. Okay, so Arlington, Fenway, Kingdom, Riverfront. Where's Three Rivers? Three Rivers not in here. Well, Three Rivers is, but so it is. It knows that Three Rivers Stadium should be for 1992, but all I've got to do is just go to Edit Park, right, and then I can just find my pictures of Three Rivers Stadium. And once again, Bob's your uncle. Go to ballparks. And yes, you can use Mike Silva's parks in here, should you want to do that. Okay. So let's go down here. And let's find just a serviceable picture of Three Rivers Stadium. We'll just take this one, whatever, and open. Oh, wait a minute. This is my bunk. I figured out a way around this. So this was the one thing. Ballparks I sometimes get a little bit hung up on, and then it's like I all of a sudden remember. What am I doing here? What am I doing? What am I doing? Or are these supposed to be PNG? No, they're not. Let me see. That's going to take away that park. Yeah. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Okay, guys, a little help here because I haven't played with ballparks in this for a while. This is the one that I always get hung up just on the park editor, and I don't know why. And then we'll get into a little bit more. Just got to figure it out here a second. They're PNGs. Ah, well, that's why. So then all I've got to do is just convert it to a PNG file. Well, I can do that. I can do that. Thank you for that. PNGs. I knew there was something in this game as PNG, but I was thinking it was logos. But it's ballparks. All right, so I'm going to just go to my DK Sports data directory, and I'm going to open Three River Stadium, and I'm going to save it as a PNG file. You can find PNGs of ballparks. It's just most games use JPEGs. Yeah, it's been a long. You think, well, we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it, Rabid Wolverine. Let's see what we got. Because I when I put in 2015, they were just in there. I didn't have to muck about with anything, just the logos. But Chris, you would like this game. You know, like some of those crazy big tournaments and leagues you can do. There's one in here I'm going to download and install, and it's called Bring Your Best. Where do you see this thing? This thing is ridiculous. All right, let's open this. It's not a great Three River Stadium, guys. Sorry, but just to all right. So what I'm going to do is save as, and I don't want it to be a JPEG. I want it to be a PNG, and we'll call it Three Rivers Night 2P, just so I know. All right, and I'm going to put this back. Actually, I'm just going to put it on desktop. It should be fine on the desktop. Okay, now let's see if this works, because I think you're right. See, I mess with ballparks with this so little, I keep forgetting where the ballpark editor is. And I know, oh, you guys are yelling at the screen right now. No, it's to the right. No, it's to the left. There it is. All right, let's fix this. Let's fix this stuff right now. Okay, I don't want that. Let's just go to desktop. And there's my boys again. All right, let's see if this works. It does not. File must be located in ballparks. Oh my God. All right. So I will. Okay. Control X. Oh my God. I'm having fun. I forget which Steam folder, if I have this in C or D. Give me a minute, gents. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe that's why it wasn't pulling it in. Yeah, it is annoying. Because I'm like, okay. In fact, you know what? While we're in here, let's look at the ballparks. Because that just might be the problem. I just didn't copy the damn ballparks, is all. Right? So Steam apps, common, and let's find Digital Diamond Baseball. There it is, version 13. Data files, ballparks. No, they're JPEGs. I just didn't have it in here. That's the problem. Okay, so forget all my stupidness. I wonder if it'll work with a PNG file. Let's try it. Check the file name and try again. For what? Oh, I'm not trying to cancel it. All right. Here's what we're going to do. Just for Chris, and that way I can talk to you guys a little bit longer. Watch this. So Beatles Eternally, when he realizes he makes a mistake, he overcompensates. So watch this. Boom. Actually, let's just do this. Control A, Control C, and we're going to copy all these bad boys so that we don't have to be mucking about anymore with ballparks. Thank you, Rabbit Wolverine. Yeah, you forgot. You'd have the images in your own ballparks directory. You guys are mad. You guys are sadists. That's what you are. You knew it. You knew it. All right. Anyhow, Steam apps, common. Da 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 da. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's a good thing I don't download more or install more Steam games because this would be a real mess. Over 3,000 games in my library, but at least I don't go all willy nilly. All right, ballparks and paste, and now we can just hang out for. Oh, that's not bad. Now it should be in there. Okay, edit park. There it is. Oh my God, it's amazing. There you go, Chris. And then you can edit park layouts, which you do have to do. But good news. Watch this. So you know in Action PC Baseball. So right now, pitcher selected. Boop, there he is. There's no dragging, man. Catcher. Catcher right here. Boop, done. Pretty groovy, I think, man. I don't know. Put my first baseman over there. This is the by far I think the easiest for setting up fielders. If you don't mind just a little bit of clicking, and there you go. And you can, right? Whoops, I moved my third baseman. Get over there. Get my third baseman. Stop it. There we go. Left field, center field. So a lot of people might say, yeah, but this is all a bit of gobshite. No, it's not. Be happy, right, that you have you have this kind of freedom to do this, and how easy this is to do. I can set a park up faster in this than I can. Look at that. I can get really, because I get kind of OCD about where batters are. And let's just pop my runner on first, runner on second, and runner on third. And this park's ready to play. Save. Boop. There we go. Now, edit layout day and edit layout night. All right. I don't even know what I'm looking at right now here. It's certainly not Three Rivers, but you get the idea. Three Rivers looks good. Post 94 pick with the Expos logo. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You've never done that before. Yeah, super simple. It's Action PC. You got to like drag them around, and I love that. Okay, what else? Boy, I'm really excited about this. You can draft in this game, of course, too. Drafts are pretty crazy, and you can ask scouts, create new drafts. You can put in any teams that you want, draft with them, Chris. It has a player editor. You ready for this? Boom, player editor. So there's all players, and this is just 1992. I can bring as many players from as many years as I want to. Plus, you have a free agent pool here. So let's go to 1992. Let's select our buddy Jay Bell, and you can edit anything you want. And it's pretty deep. It's pretty deep here. So you can, right? So right now he's rated to as a shortstop. If you don't agree with that, change his ratings. Okay. I usually don't touch them. And then you could just click whoever's next. Oops, don't want Larry Anderson here. So let's look at the pictures. And again, so change what you want. If you can import from Lawman or libraries as well, yes, you can. Okay, you said use this for a bit to make status pro baseball cards with numbers don't line up the original way. Yeah, so there's a way, right, to do that. Let's go back into that player editor for a second, which it just went away again. There it is. Okay, let's go Juan Augusto. Oh, is it on here? Oh, import export. Yeah. So you can import players from the Llama database from another library. You can also do real life stats and CS files. Import status pro card data. There you go. And so it's crazy. If you have to create if you create cards, but it's the advanced cards. Gotcha. So what else can this thing do? Of course, it's got you got manager profiles in this thing. So I'm not going to be mucking about with this, but if you want to get your hands dirty, this is for every manager in here. Okay. God, right? There's so much this thing can do. We could just play an exhibition game right now, and we're not going to set up the whatever, but I want to show Chris what the end game looks like. It player options notes are amazing, and you can import from Baseball Reference. Yeah, let's definitely highlight that comment and the player's notes options, both of those. This game gives you so much power. It's incredible. So let's just take the Braves, even though the Pirates don't have their logo, whatever. There we go. Steve Avery versus Doug Driebeck. So you can choose from here, Chris. Oh yeah, and Mark is a great dev, very responsible. Hey Michael, welcome in. Michael Peterson says, when you change the aesthetics of a field, does it change the game in a different field? I'm I'm not sure the question. I mean, you're asking a good question, but I'm not sure I'm understanding it because I'm a bit thick at times. So if you could elaborate. So what you got here is you can play this in a traditional game engine, which is what I'm going to do this in. You can manually dice roll for pocket pennant run baseball. Then you've got the Status Pro 4th Edition game engine, Status Pro 4th Edition split cards. You can do this as a board game companion with a board game companion with Status Pro. And then also, this is new, is Sports Illustrated, but just as a board game companion. But we're just going to play on this, and let's just go ahead. DH will not be used for this game. Boom. Wait. Yep. Okay. So DH not be used for this game. Set lineups. Oh yeah, if you're talking about ballpark factors, yeah. So the what I just set up there was basically kind of where everybody's going to be situated. Okay, I'm kind of liking this. Let's just play ball. Uh, so the sound is the only thing that's kind of a bit of a drag in this game. I don't know that I like Van Slyke in the cleanup spot, by the way. But I'm not gonna worry about messing with the lineups right now. Van Slyke shouldn't be batting fourth. But let's just play. Oh God. And I think that bothers me because I'm a musician, and I really, 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 I've got to send, I've got to, with a nice, lots of reverb and a big ballpark organ, polyphonic, take me out to the ball game. The sound is the only weak part of this game. That is it. Yeah, that woke you up. I know. Yep. Yep, seam heads. Yeah, Mike, you're absolutely right. Let's comment that as well. As far as the seam heads database, this thing lets you. This is as much of an infinite baseball playground as out of the park baseball. The only unfortunate thing is you don't have Mike's uniform mods or anything like that with this. So, but God, I really, really, the sound is really not good in this game. But otherwise, it's solid. So I have this so the dice rolls are visible. All right. So let me show you some cool features here, Chris. Let's click on Mark Lemke, and we can see some stats down here for Mark Lemke in real life, and it's going to track for the Sims. So we can see here Mark Lemke with 6 home runs. But we can also view his image in a new window. That's just the image where that's not what I wanted to do. No, I don't want to do that. I just want to get out of this. Oops, did I find something weird? Yeah, let's just do this. Ooh, I found something weird in Digital Diamond Baseball. Sorry about that, guys. That was strange. Hang on a sec. Dwayne plays it to death on stream. On Steam. He is the guru of this game. Yeah, I don't know if it's accessible or not, Aaron. It's text based because this is it's using it's I think it is. That picture of Mark Lemke's going to be in your nightmares. Good stuff. All right. Well, mission accomplished then, right? Also, Chris, great user guide with this game and a great board game companion guide in it. But anyhow, let's play a game just so you can see again what it looks like. And again, we'll do an exhibition game. And again, we'll just do the Braves at the Pirates because why not? All right. Okay. Anyhow, no, oh yeah. So I'm gonna move Van Slyke up in the lineup because yeah, right. Andy shouldn't be batting cleanup. That's kind of stupid. So I know Jim Lane a lot of time. It used to be Bonds, Lean, Van Slyke, I had that memorized. Barry Bonds would actually be frequently used as a leadoff hitter. So, but I want to move Van Slyke up a little bit more. Actually, yeah, that's good. That's a good enough lineup for now. And anyhow, let's play ball. Wait, game options. Shit. Oh well. Hold your ears. Here it comes again. Mark Lemke should be the floating head in a screensaver. Oh my god. So look what's really cool here, Chris. So I just clicked on Doug Drabeck. So now we can see lots more detail here. This is going to track real life versus replay, postseason, replay daily, splits, transactions, event tables, and then, of course, there's status pro stuff right there, too, as well. So pretty insane. Okay. So we look at Gary Redus wearing Cincinnati stuff. How dare he? But anyhow. All right, so let's just play ball. Let's go. Now, I'm not playing computer versus computer. You can. So we're just going to go ahead and pitch. Drabeck deals, and you're going to see that this is going to start moving here in a second after the dice. So we know it's a strikeout with, again, a really stupid sound effect. I'm sorry, Mark. You have a great game, but your sounds they leave a lot to be desired. All right, here he is. Here is the floating head. And one more time, just for Chris Slovic, let's bring up Mark Lemke. There you go. He's looking at you. He's saying, hey there, I'm Mark Lemke. So, nice, right? Okay. Anyhow. All right, Lemke in there. This has editable. You can create your own. This has a play-by-play editor, and this one is going to be grounded out to Jose Lean. Goes on to Gary Redus for the put out. If you let AI play itself, it would just go boom, 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 done in seconds. No, you can actually hit continue. You have to go into the menu to do that. In fact, there is a menu right here. Let's go to basic options. Where's the damn sounds? Enable sound, false. Because don't need it. Okay. You can show engine details. And if you click on any of these, it can say when enables details of the game engine's decisions would be displayed at the end of the play-by-play text. So people talk a lot about closed engines, open engines. Well, let's make it true. And now let's watch what happens. Okay. All right. And let's go ahead and pitch to Terry Pendleton. Two away here, top of the first. And rolling up the dice and fielded by Jeff King. And there you can see right here, okay, what's going on underneath the engine. So real nice. Yeah, the sounds. Oof. All right, who do we got leading off here? Gary Redus. All right, Steve Avery appears in, has a sign from Damon Berryhill. And here is the pitch. Fly ball out to left field. Ron Gant gloves it for out number one. I think the game plays better, too, without the sound. Tim, or Chris, it's a great game, man. And what a bargain. How much is this bad boy? I would wait for the new version, to be honest with you, at this point. But if you want to, unless you did just get it, it's $29.99, and for what it can do, it's can do everything. It's pretty crazy. All right, here's the pitch to Andy Van Slyke, and Van Slyke's going to draw the walk. And you can see here that that was a walk, and it was a 672 in a dice roll. But this is going to change with each batter. So let's look at this. Just the numbers here for Jose Lean. Let's remember 0 to 709. Okay. All right. Van Slyke on at first. Now, do I want to steal with Van Slyke? Well, he's a runner 3. He's got a 95% chance to steal. Damon Berryhill, I don't know we want to run. We're not going to run this early. Rabid Wolverine says this game pretty much kicked off all these other games doing the board game companion. It definitely did. Mike says, always like the combined percentages results of the engine, how it transparently displays it. Yes. It is Gant, Sanders, and Justice in this game. So Otis Nixon. In the infield, you're saying what? Blauser, Pendleton, Lemke, and Bream. It's Pendleton, Belliard, Lemke, and Bream. And it's Avery and Berryhill. It is your battery. You got it there, Aaron. You just missed one. All right, let's just go ahead and let him swing away. Here's the pitch to Jose Lin. So remember, we're going to remember 0 to 709. Okay, now we have Barry Bonds up there. And by the way, Jose Lin flew out. So you can see there that no advanced. That was hard hit, right to left, and the roll is a one, right? And there's your roll, whatever. So now we said, remember that, but now for Barry Bonds, now we're going from 0 to 670. So you could think of these you could think of these as the digital diamond player cards, and these would change. Okay. And again, two ways to look at players. If we look at Bonds down here, we get basic Bonds information here, right? And then if we click more, we get like lots more Barry Bonds information. And then if I can click that, and we can go to, there's just way too much Barry Bonds information. Because let's face it, it's Barry Bonds. All right, and here we go. Here's the pitch to Bonds, and this one grounded to short, and I love how it highlights the player. Belliard up with it, and that does it. No runs, one hit. No runs, no hits, and one man left on base for Pittsburgh. And Atlanta and Pittsburgh are scoreless. We go to the top of the second. Due up, Justice, Sanders, and Bream. So you can, you can look at a status pro card from there too. So let's look at David Justice. You know, he used to beat up Halle Berry. That wasn't cool at all. But there's his status pro card there, and again, all this other sort of thing that we can see. So you can even call up, send down, and there you go. Here is David Justice. As I said, you can create your own play-by-play in this game if you want to. So for, if you don't want to sit there, like if you're not doing content creation, but you still feel like you want to sit there but put a little bit yourself into it, I thought it'd be, be kind of fun. So that's another editor. Also, so if you click on menu, you get basic options for fonts and colors as well. Batter pitcher stats, right? So if we click on these, what statistics do you want available? All types of real life, simulated playoffs, what have you. Battle lineup, stat number 1. What do you want it to be? It just suffice to say that Mark has given us tons of things. We have a bench coach here, so you can look at the bench coach. It's incredible. Ask the manager. So Pittsburgh's just all set. Is to add real year-by-year career stats for historic players. Yes, that would be a great one, Mike. Well, I'm just doing an exhibition. I'm not doing this. If I did this as a season replay, Aaron, he would be. All I did was I just picked an exhibition game. That's all I did. And I didn't futz with the lineup. But you're right. But yeah, Aaron, this might be accessible to you because I can highlight the text in here in the play-by-play. So that's going to be the most important thing for your software, is to be able to read that. Okay, here's the pitch from Doug Drabeck, and Justice in there. And here's the, you can turn off the dice roll, but I like it with the dice roll. Base hit for Justice. This one into center field. Van Slyke gets the ball back in now. All right, so David Justice aboard, and here is Neon Deion Sanders. And I'm not going to worry about reading all the stuff. Let's just play ball. All right, Drabeck checks Justice at first, and here we go. We're rolling the bones, and this is going to be a triple for Deion Sanders to left. David Justice will score, and the Cursed Braves take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. Oh, you don't have Steam. Is this game even purchasable outside of Steam anymore? I don't know if it is or not. It used to be, but yeah, if you can't navigate Steam, yeah, I'd love to help you out on it, Aaron. But if yeah, Steam, if you can't navigate that, that's not going to help you with this. Deion Sanders sees his throwing power increases when he sees Tim McCarver. All right, here's Sid Bream now. 1-0 Braves lead. And here is the pitch. Drayback working from the stretch. Sanders parked on third. It's got a pretty good play-by-play to it. And this one's going to be fly ball center field. Van Slyke tracks it down, and Deion Sanders will stay at third. All right, here's Damon Berryhill now in the box. Berryhill with a 228 average, 10 home runs. I would like a little bit more. If I were to nitpick on this game, I would say I'd like to be able to read the stats. Just like it's great to have this, but yeah. Okay, let's just hide this. We're okay. All right, but that's talking as a content person. All right, so Sanders coming down the line a bit at third, and here's the pitch. And this one is going to be ground ball, or a high pop up in foul territory, and Reedus is going to make the play. So 2 outs, and brings up Rafael Belliard. Remember when Rafael Belliard hit a home run off of Eric Shaw? I think that was Belliard's first, and maybe I don't know if it was his only homer, but he was a Pirate, and Eric Shaw made his memory be eternal. And Rafael Belliard actually hit a home run off of him. All right, here we go. I might have to do more of this game on here. I do like this game. And swing and a miss. Steve Reichout. Atlanta picks up a run, and they're on top 1-0. Bottom of the second, it would be Bell, McClendon, and King for the Pittsburgh Pirates here at Three River Stadium. Exhibition game for Christopher Slovic. All right, Steve Avery ready to rock and roll now. And Jay Bell not able to catch up on this. Big swing and a miss. Aaron tells us that Eric Shaw also gave up Pete Rose's record-breaking 4,192nd hit, breaking Ty Cobb's record. Lloyd McClendon up there now. And McClendon is going to whiff as well. Steve Avery with the high cheese. Avery is just absolutely in the groove right now. Again, early goings in the game, but here's Jeff King. Always liked Jeff King. What about you, Christopher? I thought Jeff King was a real solid player for us. This time he's going to connect, and this one fly ball center field. Routine play for Neon Deion Sanders. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on for the Pirates. And we've played 2 here at Three River Stadium. The Atlanta Braves 1 and the Pittsburgh Pirates 0. Alto queso, actually. Queso. Alto queso. But I know your software is phonetic. But yep, it's Ques. In Italian, it'd be formaggio. Like that Bell King left side of the Pirates infield. Yeah. Yeah, really, we were really lucky there. And then, yeah, I just, Jeff King was just such a solid player. Really like him. I'll tell you another guy. I mean, Lavalier's starting, but I always like Don Slott always seemed to come through clutch for us, too. He just really did. All right, so Dre back down 1-0 here right now. And facing Steve Avery. And Steve Avery, swing and a miss. The Steve right 3. And it'd be nice if it gave you a pitch type. Every once in a while it does. I like, for instance, that Action PC Baseball will give, whether it was a curve or screwball, Out of the Park Baseball does the same thing. Not important. It just adds flavor to the game. It would be really nice if Mark would add that. But, hey, I'll live. Slot and Lavalier could both hit well for catchers. Yeah, Mike, I was watching a Bucco game one night though. It's back. I miss Lanny Fratteri, and when Lanny was so Michael Lavalier got on, and or what was it? No, so Lavalier hit a double, but I mean he's chugging and chugging. I forget where they were playing, and Lavalier slides in, and he's just in on a double. And Lanny Fratteri famously said, Michael Lavalier is slower than he looks. I love that. Or sometimes you say slower than a beer truck, but Spanky took it all in stride, man. Great days, when the Pirates traded Tony Pena to the St. Louis Cardinals in 1987. We got Mike Dunn, Michael Lavalier, and Andy Van Slyke. And of course, everybody in Pittsburgh, right, freaked out. They're like, we're like, what? You got rid of our only all star. This is our only bright spot in the 1980s, and he's gone. Little did we know that what Sid Thrift, general manager then, was doing was setting up those excellent Pirate teams. 1988, we finished second. 89, we fell off a little, and then 90, 91, and 92, doing what we needed to do in the National League East. Not going all the way, but you know, that Pittsburgh drought starting really in 1984. It was awful. It was absolutely awful. Mike Dunn ended up kind of washing out, but Van Slyke and Lavalier were anchors for these Pittsburgh Pirate squads in the 90s. That is a French name. That is a French name. It's actually Lavalier. Is actually how you would say it. Yep. Pirates team had Spanky and Chico. Yes. Yep. Spanky and Chico. All right. I don't know how my Bucks are doing today. Boy, that was a battle last night. It was 4-0, and we hit a rain delay. Skeens was shutting them out, but we lost that one 8-7 last night in extras. So we're second place now. Reds have first place in National League Central. All right, here's the pitch to Ron Gant. Sorry for rabbiting on about the Pirates. I don't show a lot of Pirate games on here, so. All right, and this one is going to be a hard ground ball. Gary Reedus is going to take it to the bat. Or no, he flips it on to Doug Drabeck for the 3-1 putout. So 2 away here, top of the third inning. I have to adjust to doing this game. All right, and here's Christopher Slovik's favorite player. It's Mark Lemke. He is nothing for 1 today. And here's the pitch, and Lemke, fastball by Doug Drabeck. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the third inning. It's still 1-0. Michael Lavalier leading it off here for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Then Lavalier be followed by Drabeck, and then the top of the order, Gary Reedus. Yep, Pirates are 12-9. Spanky is Michael Lavalier. Aaron. Another catcher we had for a while that I like was Russell Martin. Cueto drops the ball, retrieves it. The next one, Russell Martin goes yard. We had some gritty catchers in our time. Some awesome catchers. Manny Sanguillen, Smokey Burgess, Jason Kendall, fine catcher. Anyhow, here we go. And this one's going to be a fly ball deep to center field. Sanders ranging back, and he makes the grab. All right, here's Doug Drabeck, 1 away here. And here's the pitch to Drabeck. And he just taps this one in front of the catcher. Berryhill pounces on it, fires on to Sid Bream for the 2-3 putout. So back at the top of the order, Gary Reedus is 0 for 1 on the day. Avery peers in, has a sign from Damon Berryhill, and here's the pitch. Grounder to third, Pendleton, long throw across the diamond to Sid Bream. Bucks turned away again. We go to the top of the fourth. Atlanta leads this one 1-0 exhibition game. All right, Rabid Software off to watch the hockey game. Have a great afternoon. Thank you, man. Thank you so much for coming in, and fantastic work on those Status Pro cards, buddy. Thank you. Tony Pena was great. He had that weird kind of crouch behind the plate, but we were horrified at first. So if you guys want to see more Digital Diamond on this channel, I'll do it because I really like it, and I'm kind of getting in the groove now of feeling a little bit more comfortable with it because I haven't really done it online in a while. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Rabid Wolverine. Now go catch your hockey, brother, and we'll talk later. Can't keep a Canadian from his hockey, especially. Or lacrosse, for that matter, I suppose. Mike says we had a dude in the Little Leagues that did that Tony Pena crouch thing. We had to do that when you were a kid, man. You always had to bat like your favorite batter, or if you were pitcher or whatever. But that would be funny to see. That was so weird. All right, we got Pendleton, Justice, and Sanders due up for the Atlanta Braves. All right, Dreback deals, and here we go. As Pendleton takes a moment to clean his spikes. So fly ball out there to right field, and Lloyd McClendon has it. So the other nice thing too, Chris, if you're still here, is it has, for this one, I do like to sort of look at the play-by-play occasionally, and it'll just have these nice little kind of little touches to it. So, and again, it's even editable. You can edit just about everything in this game and make it what you want it to be. In fact, I've created a couple roster sets. If you go to digitaldiamondbaseball.com, you'll find them under my old last name, of course. All right, Dre Beck deals to Justice. Justice 1-for-1 today, one away here in the fourth. Fly ball center field. Andy Van Slyke tracks it down. All right, so two away and brings up Deion Sanders. So down here too, if you want to pinch hit, this is a nice touch. So you notice here the pinch hit is going to come up under every batter. And so if I wanted to pinch hit for Deion Sanders, I don't. But as soon as I click on him, I can just go to the Braves bench and grab my pinch hitter. It's going to also show me, and this isn't everybody. Obviously, I can show. All right, this says there's 16, so we're going to do 20 there. Now I can scroll. I can look at the entire bench, or what have you. Okay, but it will also it's going to show whether they're inactive, injured, retired, used in game, or does not mean minimum, and or whatever. But we're not going to do that. Fly ball to center field, and Van Slyke makes the grab. So again, that's just that play. All right. So here is Sanders, and let's go. 1-for-1 with an RBI, and Drebeck winds and fires, and this one is going to be popped third base side, and Jeff King's going to bring it down in foul territory. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left, and it's still 1-0. We got a little pitcher's duel going in this game. We have to keep it going if you look at that line score. All right, we got Andy Van Slyke, Jose Lind, and Barry Bonds due up for the Bucks. All right, Steve Avery looking to deal, and he winds, he fires, and this one dribbled out in front of the catcher, and Berryhill again has it. So Steve Avery right now is locked in. He's at 32 pitches. All right, Jose Lind in there now. He could foul him off all day, and this one, hard ground ball, and this gets past Belliard into left field, and there we go. How about it? So Gant cuts it off, and single for Bonds, and Jose Lind advances to third, so the no-hitter is gone. And here's Jay Bell batting with runners at the corners. One down here. Exhibition game in 1992 on Digital Diamond Baseball. Playing it for its own game. I like the percentages that it gives you too, as you can see on each player card. So we're looking at Jay Bell's card now. So for Jay Bell, just 1/10 of a percent chance of hitting a home run off of Steve Avery in this game situation. So these cards are in flux too. So if John Smoltz is pitching up here, right, Jay Bell's card is going to reflect that. So this isn't Jay Bell generally. This is for each game, each pitcher. Something else that's really brilliant. So this game is not static, which I think is something else that's really great about Digital Diamond Baseball. All right. Dwayne Martz, I hope you'd be proud of me if you were in here. Big strike three called. Avery hits the outside corner. Here's Lloyd McClendon batting with two down. The Pirates trying to break this, trying to get on the board here. They've managed just 2 hits off Steve Avery. All right, here we go. Avery winds, and not going to happen this time. Lloyd McClendon swings at a high fastball. So the Bucks strand 2, 1-0 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Pitcher's duel continues, and here's Sid Bream. So we have Bream, Berryhill, and Belliard. So we got some alliteration going. Not as good as I would say as Bonds and Bream and Bell, but we'll take it. All right. So Sid Bream in there. He's 0 for 1. And here's the pitch from Doug Drabeck, and this one's going to be trouble. Grounded through the left field and rolling to the track. Van Slyke has a strong arm, and Bream is going to pull up at second base. Damon Berryhill now batting with runner in scoring position, and the Atlanta Braves looking to pick up run number 2. All right, Drabeck sets and delivers. And this one is going to be just a shallow fly ball. Bonds coming in, King going out. Bonds calling him off and makes the grab for out number 1. Sid Bream will hold second, brings up Rafael Belliard. 0 for 1 for Belliard today. Bream leads off second. And here's the pitch, and this is going to be fly ball, and this is going to get down in front of Bonds for a base hit. And Sid Bream is going to score all the way from second, and the Atlanta Braves now lead this one 2-0. Another nice touch is when a team scores. It comes up with their secondary color, which I think is really, really cool. All right, here's Steve Avery now batting with 1 away. Let's see. Let me see. Let's go to fielders. So that's the other thing now. When you go to fielders, you got your defensive positioning. So if I'm not going to, but if I wanted to play infield in, can do it. No doubles, so you got the no doubles defense, which is really, really nice. And the other thing that you can do here, it says that any time during a game, you can use Control L to cycle through the infield, or Control I, to cycle through infield position, and Control H to toggle holding the runner on at first. So Mark even foresighted enough to give you a lot of nice keyboard shortcuts, which I'm guessing Dwayne Martz knows by heart. All right, let's pitch here to Steve Avery with 1 down. Uh-oh. And what do we got here? Okay, leads off first. They throw back. Belliard gets back quickly. And this one, Avery gets the bunt down. Sacrifice successful. Belliard moves to second. All right, back at the top of the order now for Ron Gantz. 0 for 2. Belliard into his lead. And Drabeck delivers. Base hit out to center field. Van Slyke will field it. And coming in and scoring is Rafael Belliard. So 3-0 in favor of the Atlanta Braves here. And here's Mark Lemke. All right, so, let me see. What do I want to do here? Do I want to... Let's look at what we got here. So Drabeck's going to be due up third in the inning. And this is still, we're middle of the game. I want Drabeck to try to just get this done. Let's see the bench coach. Looking at this bench coach number here. So this thing is really, really cool here. So we've talked about with Action PC Baseball, the batter pitcher analysis that you can do both when you're working with rosters outside a baseball game and an inside a game, how that changes. Well, Digital Diamond has something quite similar. So you consult your bench coach, all right? So right now I've got Drabeck facing Lemke, and I can look at the percentages here for Lemke, okay? But I could say, okay, what if I wanted to bring in Denny Nagel? Well, not Denny Nagel, let's say Bob Patterson. Watch the numbers change. There you go. Now we're going to see how Patterson is going to do against Mark Lemke. And I can pick any batter that would be coming up in the inning. So I can go ahead and look, right, or Smith or Willard, whatever. I can pick all these guys and just see how that pitcher's going to do. But I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to click cancel. So this is really, really nice. You can also just do how they're going to do combined, left or lefty or righty. Everything's sortable in this game as well. So if you're looking for earned run average, click it. And, Patterson used, very, very important roles for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Picked up 9 saves that year. So, but don't forget the bench coach. It's pretty cool. All right. And so when we go to the Braves, we're looking over here. And so again, we can do that bench coach. So let's say before you've decided maybe you want to pinch hit, so you could look and see who we got left. So let's say you wanted to bring in Jeff Blauser, for instance. Look at Blauser, everything's changed. So now you can see how Blauser would do against Draybeck, right? Given, the dice rolls and everything like that. So really, really like that. And love that there are 2 games out there now that have something like that. Situational percentages and probabilities. All right. Anyhow, after all that, here's Mark Lemke, 0 for 2 today. Ron Gant on at first. And Draybeck deals. And Mark Lemke draws the walk. 2 Braves on, 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. And brings up Terry Pendleton. Pendleton settles in the box, 0 for 2. Lemke leads off first, conservative lead from Lemke, and this is going to be a little line drive, gets down in front of Lloyd McClendon, and Ron Gant is going to score from second, and the Bucks are actually getting ripped up here a little bit in the 5th inning. It's 4-0, 2 down. Draybeck needs to get David Justice right here. He needs to get David Justice right here. Going to let him in. One more batter. Runners at the corners. Draybeck works from the stretch. And this is going to be a base hit. That's going to score Mark Lemke as McClendon gets to the ball quickly. 2 on, and it's now 5-0. Thank God this is just an exhibition game. Jeez. All right. Umpire brushes off the plate. Dion in there now. And double. We gotta take Draybeck out. He's just getting killed here. He's getting killed. 6 runs in for the Atlanta Braves. That's 7-0. Shakes. All right. Let's go to the pen. All right. So we got the Breamster out there. And let's see what our bench coach says. So we were looking at Bob Patterson. So let's see what we got with Bob Patterson here. This is not a Stan Belinda situation. What about Miguel Batista? Just to get this out. Wow, that doesn't look so good. Well, so he's not going to be a big strikeout pitcher. Let's just bring in Miguel Batista. Let's bring him in. Yeah? Shall we? Shall we? I think we shall. As soon as I figure out where he's hiding. Oh, he's like over here, I think. All right, hang on a second here. Because it's been a minute. There we go. Add to lineup. Okay, he is in. Boy, it's been a while. Okay. Yeah, rookie year 92 for Miguel Batista. And again, we can look at those numbers if we wanted to. All right, his job is to get Sid Bream out. And here we go. And he does his job. And this one just tapped out in between. And LaValliere pounces on it. But, 6 runs, 6 hits, and 1 man left on for the Atlanta Braves. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and it's 7-0 Braves. Jeez, Steve Avery with a 2-hitter. Pirates squandering just one opportunity in this game, but I would say pretty good. Other things that you can do in this game. You look at if there were any games being played today. You can kind of look. And my understanding is you could even jump in those games and stuff. So, God, it's so full featured. And I think we're just going to give this one to the Braves. There's no way Pirates going to catch up. And even if they were, wasn't my intent to do an entire game. In this, I was actually going to do strategy baseball. But let's go to menu and let's fast play this guy. So you can check your box score here, by the way. Just your basic, you got your basic newspaper style box score. You do have an extended box score, which I think is really, really cool. Again, you can edit game stats too. This game also has a nice, really nice scorecard. So it doesn't use like symbols that you would normally think of, but still very easily readable. I think anybody can look at the scorecard and definitely be able to interpret it. There's the game's play-by-play, and it literally is the play-by-play. And then you can just do it down to scoring plays, and there's that awful 5th inning. So menu is great, great, great stuff. So you can ask the managers, and just says they're all set, and I'm not going to worry about that. There's a fast play option. So you can fast play. You can even change the game engine at this point from traditional to status pro 4th edition. We can play this out to top of the 7th, top of the 8th, top of the 9th. But in this case, we're just going to close it, and we're just going to just well, actually, that's what we should have done. Fast play, and we just went to top of the 9th. Yes, there we go. And the Pirates get 2 runs in the 8th, but Atlanta leads this one. Or Atlanta has won this one. I'm sorry, 7-2, and that's your ball game. Sad day for these Pittsburgh Pirates, but what are you gonna do? What you gonna do? All right, so we're just gonna exit. When you exit this game, yep, ready to exit it. I sure am. Wow, what else can you do? You can edit the schedule in this thing if you want. So you can do that. You can generate. You can import schedules. So if we go to import schedule, you can do retro sheet, simple retro sheet, and you can do retro sheet game log schedules for this thing. So if you what select game engine traditional. So that's what you just saw, Chris, when it's rolling the dice. So you can play status pro, geez, digital diamond baseball without showing the dice, which is the way I used to play it, but it was kind of like meh. So traditional was showing it with the dice roll. So that means digital diamond's actual baseball engine, its own, is what that means. Okay. And I've been playing this game since version 3, I think. This is really easy to do. There's a roster tool on here, separate roster tool here, that you can kind of go in and just do all kinds of neat sorts of things. Looking at their real life stats, simulated regular, combined versus left versus right. You can do roster moves, change, release. This is moving players around. Pick whatever team you want. If we go to our beloved Buccos, there we are, coming up. Okay, and I forget what the splotchies are for. I'm sorry, I don't remember what these little splotchies are for. Steam account loaded, but since you don't recommend it, I'm just gonna try a 2-hour test with one. So Sam, I'm talking about. I don't recommend it to buy it, not yet. That's what I mean, Samuel. But definitely, I mean, the demo you could have on there forever and ever on your machine. But I don't. This game's? I mean, it's not out yet. So yeah. I'll say this. I think you're gonna like the way it plays. It plays really nicely. Mess around, Samuel, as much as you can with all the different sort of ways to play it. So, Christopher, there's a lot to go through in this game, but it is so very, very much worth it. My only real problem with this game is the sound. The sound's just really, really bad. But you got options upon options upon options. You can even like change the user interface colors, oops, to whatever you want. The base font size, enable true scaling for fonts. You can go to logo options, auto logo search. I'm not going to do that, but you can set your logo subfolder and let it go ahead and search for logos if you want to do all that. It's just with Digital Diamond Baseball, everything has to be in its right in the directory. So we saw that with ballparks, for instance. So your ballpark factor limits, and if you click on the question mark, it's gonna just define everything in the game. Okay, so I don't have ballpark factors, but I could just enable them right here. And of course, we know what those are. Okay, so the game engine will adjust player event probabilities based on the home park's factors, so not just on the situation or the batter and the pitcher. There's, of course, all your player picture options, show players on or pictures on schedule, true, true, whatever, blah 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 blah. Yeah, should have had it last year. And the way Basic was implemented last year wasn't exactly optimal. But with Paul's contribution, with Paul's input this year, the fact that you'll be able to click on a card and it does the player result. Love it. I don't mess around with advanced options. I don't know if I've ever looked in the hood here, advanced and expert options, but we can see what's in there. All kinds of stuff. Normalization options, playing limit options. They're your status pro options, pitcher fatigue options, expert options. So bunting, fielding, profile. It's. I don't think I've ever used these two, gone into these things ever, and had a lot of fun playing this great baseball game by Mark Cohen. You want to go to a different library. Oh, user guide is up here. By the way, the user guide is basically what you're going to find on Steam, and it's really good. There, Chris, you'll find their traditional. He talks about the traditional game engine, and this is really good. So how to import players, all those things. I do want to show you one more thing before we go. Last year's basic, they waste another year for advanced. hmm So I should also mention that I'm not. And by the way, you could just open a different library. So right now I have 1992, 2015, but I can also do a new library. So let's go to install a library. And I'm going to see if this Bring Your Best is still around. And you're not going to find it on here. I don't think so. I think you actually have to go to somewhere else to get it. But anyhow, lots to download here. You don't even have to make your own team. There's a great teams league here, which I think I am going to download. But there, if you go to digitaldiamondbaseball.com and if you go to the dugout, I think is it the dugout or is it not the dugout? Where is it? As this thing is flying all over the damn place. Custom libraries and images. There you go. Look, you can find ballpark images, player picks, play-by-play, tips on sharing libraries. There's the library here that I want to find for you, and I don't think it's where I want it to be. Did it go away? Home. Custom created player libraries right in front of my face. There it is. So I've done a couple that you'll find them up here. It's this thing, 4,000 players. It spans 110 years of Major League Baseball history. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to download Bring Your Best. And we're just going to pop it right in the old desktop. And this is going to be pretty fun. So new library. No. Restore a backup. Always forget this. There we go. And let's go to desktop. And then we're going to cut out of here, guys. I've taken up way too much of your time. This was done in 2017. This is a mammoth library. But it's pretty cool. And it's going to take a little while. So, you want to see what's in this bad boy? It has it split up into teams too, which is really crazy. But if we go into the player editor, so if you can see, that scroll bar is barely moving. Look at all these players. So 4,000 plus players from all over the place. I think this makes for a great draft league. So you can search players in here if you want. So if we search Gehrig, he seems to be, I don't know if he's on Akron, Ohio or whatever. Anyhow, they're in here. You just got to look around. But I think this guy put them on a bunch of teams too. Yeah, he did. Look at all these teams. Isn't that nuts? So, Chris, this reminds me of something big that you did in Out of the Park Baseball. And, of course, a little bit of Mike's Big Beautiful Baseball Bash. But I think these guys are already on teams. Boy, for big libraries, you need to scroll to top the button here. Jeez. But this one's a lot of fun. Every year when I get Digital Diamond Baseball, this is usually, okay, I'm gonna get carpal tunnel here, going back up there. By the way, you can import team attributes. So you have an attributes file that will also, that's going to save you when you're creating leagues. If you already have attributes that you've exported out from another season, or with those teams, you just import them. It's going to take care of a lot of that dirty work for you too. Where is that team editor? Where is it? Where is you? This is not what I want. So if I click Status Pro Batters and Status Pro Pitchers, it's going to give me all of these, the PDFs. So actually, I was in the right place. It was Player Editor, wherever that went again. God, I must be losing my brains here. And I could pick, so who's playing for the Bangor, Maine, right? Once they get drafted, so you'll be able to search by teams. You can change all these. But there's lots of players in here, and very easy to import more players if you want a big old crazy draft league. You can do it right in here. You can do it right in here. And there's LaRupp and Lou. There's Mr. Lou Gehrig. So that's it, man. We've done a lot of all kinds of all over the place baseball today. Do have to let Crash know when you hit program, the program function in strategy baseball, that it kind of hangs up a little bit. Talked about the ratings in pocket pennant run baseball, and spent a lot of time on this one on Digital Diamond Baseball. I hope you guys weren't terribly bored to death. We've gone 3 hours and 20 minutes. So until the next time, family, we'll see you around the batting cage, and thank you everybody for coming in. Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate you. Take a little break from the moving, man. Sit down and relax. All right, guys. Probably see you later on this evening. Till then, have a great, great Sunday.